the generation.
What keeps you up at night, yeah? Make all the demons quiet, yeah. We were built to thrive, yeah. I think that we've all had enough. What keeps you up at night, yeah? Make all the demons quiet, yeah. We were built to thrive, yeah. I think that we've all had enough. Oh, yeah, I think that we've all had enough. Sick of dealing with the old plan. They know that we're calling it wrong. You got me like, oh, yeah, I think that we've all had enough. Sick of dealing with the old plan. They know that we're calling it wrong. Hey, it's too late to try to go contain it. A generation fueled by creation. We live lives on a small screen nation. We control the airwaves, no negotiation. I refuse to think we need saving. Something good will come from creation. And when we think that the world is too anxious, we'll adapt, evolve, survive, and save it. What keeps you up at night, yeah? Make all the demons quiet, yeah. We were built to thrive, yeah. I think that we've all had enough. What keeps you up at night, yeah? Make all the demons quiet, yeah. We were built to thrive, yeah. I think that we've all had enough. Oh, yeah, I think that we've all had enough. Sick of dealing with the old plan. They know that we're calling it wrong. You got me like, oh, yeah, I think that we've all had enough. Sick of dealing with the old plan. They know that we're calling it wrong. Hey, oh, yeah, I think that we've all had enough. Sick of dealing with the old plan. They know that we're calling it wrong. You got me like, oh, yeah, I think that we've all had enough. Sick of dealing with the old plan. They know that we're calling it wrong.
Nobody is coming to save you. Get up. Be your own hero.
Oh, look at me. I'm retarded. I'm a globe.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Sovereign Soul Unchained Mind, coming to you live 250 miles above your imagination from the International Fake Station. I'm up here with all this IT nightmare, wires hanging around. Who knows? We might have some excitement. I go to do a somersault, I might hang myself with this damn wires and everything everywhere in here. This is crazy. Who could work in this environment? But my good friend Sum Ting Wong, who we had someone come on and made fun of his name given to him by his parents at birth. I was calling him racist even. I mean, that's just terrible. Something Wong, he doesn't see color. He doesn't see any. It's hard to see. He's like, anyway, we're here. We're having a good time. What's going on, everybody? Roger Ledwall, he was over on Flatzoids earlier. He's with us. We got Pepsi Man. Mr. Kane, thank you for having us on the best damn show on YouTube. You are welcome, sir. Let's see, post anything. Horse Sheet is here. Greg Braden has joined us as well. We've got, who else is going on here? Twilight Nights, probably. I didn't look, but most likely one of the first ones in. Always, let's see. And then there's this competition going on for who's the first one to comment. Going on in my comment sections. It's interesting. If it keeps up, I'm going to start pools on it. So let's see, Mr. Super Sidewinder, no longer with the ball, no longer on the ball. Holy cow, I can't even talk tonight. Barry Ross. We got, let's see, Saddle Bum with us. Good to see you, my friend. Roger Ledwell, Mike Finnan. Good to see you as well. Let's see, Daniel Watkins. We got a good amount of people coming in here. Chicago Cubby Bear. Holy crap. And over on the Rumble side, who do we got on here? We got Leo Slayer is in here. No, you're not late. You're right on time. Because you know what time it is? It's right now. It's always right now. Isn't that crazy? We got Sidewinder over there too. One of the clues read by Bill Nye said the earth is not a closed system. He said it was a closed system. Bill Nye, that's over on the Rumble side. I don't have any way to highlight those chats, unfortunately. But Leo Slayer said one of the clues read by Bill Nye said the Earth is not a closed system. He actually he did at one point say, and I've seen that, where he said Earth is a closed, when these young people got to get through their heads, this is a closed system. You can't get out. And that's important because there's three types of thermodynamic systems. You have an open system, a closed system, and an isolated system. Now, an isolated system is actually kind of theoretical, and I'll get into that in just a second. But with an open system means that there's a free transfer of energy and matter. That's an open system. A closed system is only a transfer of energy, but not matter. And then with a isolated system, as of yet, we've never really created anything like that. I think probably the best you're going to get is like a Yeti cooler. I mean, ice will stay in there and be ice for a long time, but it will eventually melt. So it does succumb to entropy. It's just a game you can't get out of. So basically, we could actually say there's either open or closed system. Anyway, the Earth has to be a closed system. Otherwise, we wouldn't be breathing to have this conversation that we're having here tonight. So pretty cool when you think about it. Holy cow. So, I did see a thing about the NASA funded pulse plasma rocket concept aims to send astronaut to Mars in 2 months. In other words, they're not going to do it in 2 months. It's just going to be there. That's how long it would take them for the journey. My guess is we're never going to see this come to fruition. That's just where I'm going with it. Okay. Anyway. Yeah. Lower Lodge. Okay. So this guy, wow. So the first I'd heard about him was over on Flatzoids, right? And he popped into the chat and he wouldn't come on the show. So he set up a time where he did finally come on the show. And the dude literally got triggered and left. And so this is pretty much what he did. I mean, he basically ended up kicking Whitsitt off his show. He says, just give your credentials and leave. Leave my house. Leave my show. And it was like, I don't know. This guy got really bent out of shape. So I went kind of into it a ways where we're going to start it. They'd already been going for a little bit a while on Curvature and so, you know what though? I don't know. I should go back to the beginning of it, but I like it better where I'm just up to this point where, yeah, we're going to go to where I've got it stationed at. And here's the reason why. If you want to go back and watch the entire thing, I would suggest doing that. But also, no, you can go back and check for yourself. But Whitsitt carried himself very politely, very eloquently. He never got pissed or anything else like that. I think it's when Aiden would say something, you know how Whitsitt will just kind of just laugh, like and shake his head, as does anyone during these types of conversations, right? It's just human nature. That really pissed Lower Lodge off, and he took it as insulting, I guess. But anyway, this kid got really, really triggered and pissed off, and we're going to take a look at that. I thought, yeah, he did. He switched right into a demon. He got really pissed off. Well, we got Mojo in here too tonight. We got Mojo in here tonight. We got Melodome in here with us too. Good to see you, Austin. What's happening? Four Jacks. We got other people popping in here. Everybody's just rolling in here like some kind of big old house party. I like it though. I like it. Let me see. I'm going to have to find this over here. We've been indulging, something Wong and I have been indulging in some pressure tests up here in the International Fake Station. And these experiments have been going really, really good. Real good. I'm going to do another one here in just a minute. As soon as I find the right tab. I'm having such a time up here. All right, let's see here. So I went like about an hour and 30 minutes into it, maybe I backed it up just a little bit. And because when he had his pal with him, when Lower Lodge had his friend with him, he wasn't so bad. But as soon as his friend kind of I guess his sidekick or his sound engineer, I'm not really sure. Once he was off of there, man, it started getting kind of hectic. But anyway, we're going to take a look at this. It's Mind Shock has broke this down. This was pretty epic. And I'm glad to see it. I mean, this kid needs to be kind of smacked into his place really bad. He really does need to be smacked down into his place. You know, it's like, listen, you don't know everything. Shut up. Listen to some people who've been around and learned some stuff, you know? What's going on, Matt? How are you tonight?
Hey, how's it going, brother? Can you hear me?
Yeah, I hear you just, Andy.
All right. Yeah.
5 by 5, brother. Did you catch any of this debate at all? Or debate, discussion, whatever the fuck?
No, I didn't catch this one.
Well, I've got the link to it. It should be in the description of the video here tonight. And so if anybody wants to go and watch it in its entirety, you're going to hear a lot of the same tired ass arguments right here from these two in this early part of this. But then when this started getting up into it, I don't know, man. I think he showed himself here for what he is, as well as what he showed himself for what he is on Flatzoid as well.
Yeah.
I'd love to do a structured debate with him. In fact, I might reach out and ask him if he wants to do one on Jeranism or on I don't care, whatever platform, but not like this. See, this right here doesn't work out well because you don't really have a moderator. And it seems like these Globers always get triggered. You know, they always get upset. They always get mad. And they rage quit or they'll kick you off. One of the two. But anyway, I'm right here in the middle of this discussion here. That should be okay to start it there, right?
Away from it unless you're going to produce the studies, and I know you gave Aiden some stuff.
Like 30.
You gave Aiden a few articles about one specific aspect, in which we obviously don't have time to read through all of them. The reason I say this is because in a lot of discussions I've had with flat earthers, not you, but other flat earthers, all the time they'll be like, "Oh, well, this is true. Here's a source." I then read the source, and what they've done is they've taken 2 sentences out of it, taken them completely out of context, not read the rest of it, and then claimed it supports their argument. So I need.
Wait a minute. Where have you done that? Where have you seen this or done this? I mean, it hasn't been until just recently that any of us have even heard of your dumbass as far as flat Earth is concerned. Okay, you're kind of you're a new kid on the block as far as I know.
Yeah, I've never heard of this guy.
Right. So, you're new kid on the block. So you're trying to act like this is something I always hear from flat earthers. No, that's what someone told you. Okay. Because I can tell by your arguments. I can tell by his arguments that he is not done this very much. Otherwise, he wouldn't make some of the claims he does. He'd know they get shot down.
Need to read through those.
Oh, man. Yeah. Okay. This said a lot. That's said a lot. For example, if I bring up, hey, did you guys know that they're showing that they're like what you call gravity is actually electromagnetic in nature? If I give you the paper, what people will do is they'll go find that this guy believes the Earth's a sphere or believes in the heliocentric model. He's like, oh, this doesn't support your point. He's like, no, it does support my point. I invoked it about electromagnetic gravity, right?
Okay,
so I don't care what he thinks
like
about.
What you just said was you think you've researched this more than us. But if what you're doing now is you're saying, well, sure. I've read this guy's paper, and
no, I was giving an example.
I know, but you
he has researched it more than you.
Definitely, he definitely has researched it way more.
Yeah. Has he got a turd dollop hair too? Somebody else said that. Yeah. Right. You got a turd dollop with a cross around your neck. Right on.
Yeah.
What is it with that hair thing? Is that a style now?
Understand what I'm saying is if your argument is, well, yeah, they say that we've taken it out of context, but I read it and it supports my argument, but then the person who wrote it doesn't agree with you, it would suggest it does matter.
That would be like saying.
So the guy with the study on the electrostatics it wasn't in regard to anything other than electrostatics. Okay? It wasn't in regard to whether the earth was round or anything about gravity or anything else. Like it was, you see what I'm getting at?
Whose hair looks like they're more affected by electrostatics?
Yeah, I mean, it looks like he's suffering electrostatics right now, man. He's like, what, he's got a 9-volt up his butt.
No, someone cannot invoke Isaac Newton unless they believe that gravity is a direct act of God. Or it's even worse than that. It's like saying you can't believe in Newtonian gravity from the Principia if you're an atheist, because he believed in a God. And he actually said that gravity was a direct act of God. And it's the only way he could even explain it because it's impossible. But you see how that's insane. His idea about gravity has nothing to do with if he believes in God. It has nothing to do with the fact he thought the sun was in the center of the entire universe. Just like Kepler, who thought it was literally a god, that the sun was a god and sang a heavenly song. It doesn't. We use Kepler's kinematics to map out the planets. It doesn't matter that he thought the sun was a god, right? So that's the point I'm making. That's the point I'm making. You have to invoke it with specifics, like, oh, I mean, look, I'm supporting this point or this point. And normally, when I support mainstream academia, I'm kind of correcting people on their misunderstanding of the globe model, right? And that's what I mean by I've maybe looked into it more. I'm not trying to be disrespectful or anything or be like rude. I'm just saying, like, I know a lot about the mainstream model, and that is why I don't believe in it, right? I can still man it with the best of them, and that's all I was saying. But I want to address the thing real fast about like how would they lie, why would they lie? That is a meta thing, and I'm having
No, I want you to watch this guy's body language too. I just wanted to pause it for a second. You guys, watch this guy's body language. He starts getting twitchy. This is the thing. And before I let Whitsitt explain his, this is the thing. Let's suppose you walk into a room, you're a detective, right? Or you don't even have to be a detective. You just walk into a room, you and another friend of yours, you walk in a room, there's a guy laying on the floor. He's been stabbed multiple times in the back, has a knife sticking out of the back of his head. There he is. He's dead. It's obvious that someone murdered him. And your friend says, well, I don't understand. Why would anybody want to kill poor old Mr. Smith? And you say, well, I don't know, man. Well, then he must not have been murdered. Yeah, I mean, that's the same fucking logic that they put to it. And it's because they can't get through their head that falsification is independent of replacement.
Well, that's the same with when Whitsitt brings up the adoption papers.
Yeah. I think he's going to do that right here, if I'm not mistaken. I did watch this earlier. That's why I was able to get up to where.
Yeah.
I was watching.
I mean, that's the same. That's the same thing, though. Like the adoption papers. Like, if you like, oh well, if you can't tell me who your real parents are, then these people are your real parents. No, I just showed you these people are not my real parents.
Look at your post. Anything says gravity doesn't seem to affect the Glober's hair. They all have that mohawky thing going on. That's their weightlessness, man.
I like that. I like when you say it looks like a butt crack.
It does, man. I mean, it's almost like somebody come up with somebody put their ass cheeks on their sides of their head.
They just
pulled up like that. Just went
squeezed it.
I don't know. I need the future. When I was a kid, I thought, man, the future is going to be really cool. And
I thought that.
Here I am, and I'm like, you know what? The future sucks. I want to go back to that.
Yeah. I want to go back.
I get that's a question. It's kind of like it would be like, oh, here's a video of your girlfriend cheating, and you're like, no, she wouldn't do that. You know, she loves me. She's met my family. I'm like, dude, I don't know why she did it, bro, but like, here's a video. You would obviously look at the video first, but I do get it's probably a good faith question. So, they were a minority, even if you believe in the story. So you kind of shifted it over to like more of like a Greek centric. They were the smartest people type of thing, but that can be debated and argued. Of course, I think that they were crazy and oftentimes into pedophilia, right? So I don't put them above anyone else or anything. I think their arguments were actually fundamentally fallacious, right? Aristotle thought that since the moon looks like it's a sphere, the earth must be one. He said, oh, since ships disappear, the earth must be a sphere. These are terrible arguments that like a child could disprove now with binoculars, right? So
well, how? Because ships do disappear over the horizon.
Yeah, but they disappear. Say they
no, they disappear into the horizon. They don't disappear over anything.
Disappear to the naked eye, which is that's all Aristotle would have had, right?
Well, yeah,
So
but then he went and there was more to it. He looked at the stars and he said, well, there's stars I can see from Alexandria that I can't see from Athens. Sorry, not Alexandria. It would have been too early. But there's stars I can see from Egypt that I can't see from Athens. Therefore, the Earth must be round.
But
I have also
you're
brought
diverting. That's called red herring.
Well, I have also used.
I mean, what I was trying to get to the.
And how the fuck do you know what some other guy saw? And
Man,
from
can't you-
Alexandria from Egypt to Athens, why would they not see the same stars?
They would see the same.
Of course they would.
From that perspective, they would see the exact same stars.
Absolutely. This guy just says shit there. I've noticed that, man. These people just make up shit. There's one I just recently saw where Brenda was on Nathan Oakley.
Oh, I saw where Brenda hopped on. What was that, last night or night before?
Oh
Man,
my
that was horrible.
God. I don't even, like I said, man, he needs to just quit and maybe make some videos about something else or whatever. Just go away. I mean, I can tell you one thing. If that thing shows up here again, I'm not bringing it back. I'm not bringing him up on panel. I'm not gonna even give Brenda the platform.
Yeah, it shouldn't even have the platform. Yeah,
you know, it was fun. It was a novelty. We had our laughs.
Yeah, it was fun. It was fun. There were some laughs. But at the like, I don't know, man. I thought Brenda was kind of funny at first, but at this point, it's just kind of like fucking annoying.
It's tragic.
Yeah,
it's tragic. Once you get past that, you know, like, wow, this is really fucking bizarre. But then you start thinking on it and you go, holy crap, what a poor tortured fucking soul that is.
Soul, yeah. A poor tortured soul. Yeah. Perfect.
Absolutely. Yeah. Oh man.
The bottom of was
really quickly,
when
really
did the lie start? That's
also,
what I want to know.
Really quickly to address that comment, I have personally been on a boat out several miles with binoculars and a telescope just for the purpose of trying to find like whales and birds and life in order to find fish. And I personally keep note of when I can see there's two specific towers in one of the shorelines that I go to, and there's also water towers in each town in South Jersey. Mm-hmm. And as I go further and further out into the ocean, I lose sight of the houses, but I can see the water towers and the tops of these two towers on the shoreline. And when I take the binoculars up to my face, I can read I can read the letters on the water towers. I can read the names of the towns, but I can't see the houses beneath them because of that curvature. At least
that's what you think.
A global model. Yeah, but what would it be otherwise? Because that's a direct.
It would just be the perspective of the fucking horizon, like coming up.
Because the horizon, once the horizon has gotten to the point, to the elevation relative to eye level, right? Yeah. Now your field of view is compromised from that point down.
Yep.
Okay, your field of view is now compromised. Because now you're just looking out across flat, straight level. It's like trying to look across the edge of a piece of paper.
I don't even understand, like even in art class, they taught us this. Like in high school art class, they taught us this, like perspective.
Yeah. So you could make realistic drawings.
A realistic photo or a painting or whatever. Yeah.
And in drafting, you had your isometric and your orthographic viewpoints.
Yeah.
You know, same thing, all gone through perspective lines, angles of view, and that's it. So that the horizon.
I really I don't understand how like people like don't even understand this, because this is common science, common like perspective. Like how?
Right. Well, and it's like this. It'd be like it's the difference between looking down right here, at an angle at this phone to be able to read it, right? And then putting it like this. Now try to read
like
the word,
horizontally,
right?
Yeah,
Like looking across the piece of paper. Once the ground has appeared to rise to relative to eye level, just below your eyes, right there.
Yeah,
Then
just
you're
relative,
looking
just below
across
the eyes, relative. Just below
so
the
then
eyes, relative.
right. Then it's like looking across a piece of paper, and trying to distinguish what's on that paper. It's you've got that same thing going on.
The longer distance you're looking across, the
Yep.
more
right. The more your field of view is obstructed.
Yeah.
Yep. And it's because everything's going to get smaller like this. But if this half of your vision, if half of your viewing angles are limited because of the horizon,
and that could be like a half a mile. That could be like a half a mile, depending on how clear your vision is and how far you're looking out. It could be like a half a mile obstructed.
Well, if you get down lower to the ground, it's going to be even closer.
Yeah,
I mean, the horizon's going to appear
even more.
Closer. I mean, it's just that's how it works every time. You're never going to get away from that. These tards always talk about that. But anyway, he's going to go into that same falsification thing.
Comparison. It's like I've used telescoping and binocular instruments on the ocean, utilizing directional sources to guide myself home, so that way I know the correct inlet I need to go in home when I can't see the islands, but I can see the structures on the islands that stand taller than the majority of those structures.
Yeah, you can see things from further away when they're taller on a flat Earth as well, and you can see further when you get higher on a flat Earth because of your angle of view changing.
But I'm only 6 miles away.
Why is the bottom, as to specifically why is the bottom of the object sometimes obstructed? Well, you would have to get
this
into
guy's
what's
just looking for a specific code.
Horizon, right? You think the horizon is the curvature of the Earth. But the horizon is not the curvature of the Earth, and we know it's not the actual location of any type of curvature because it changes. It goes up and down. You can't go stand on it. It moves throughout the day. I can pull out infrared, and all of a sudden it changes. I pull out infrared, and all of a sudden the horizon is in a different location. I can see further. I can see more things at the bottom. That's because the most dense part of the atmosphere is at the bottom. We lose most of the information at the bottom because it's more dense. It's hiding the light. And the horizon's an apparent location. The ground ramps up, begins to converge to the sky that ramps down. If something's higher up beyond that convergence point, that is the horizon, you can still see the top of it. And there's obviously Rayleigh's criteria is also involved here.
So just real quick to explain what I was just talking about, okay? I'm going to bring up 1 second. Let me bring that up.
Yeah, what I was going to say was just that last guy, man, he was just talking about like looking for a specific code.
All right, so you see what you got here when you're looking straight ahead. Okay?
Yeah.
All right, when you're looking straight ahead, your field of view, right, is 70 degrees approximately downward. Okay, and this is your resolution areas. Like this would be considered a peripheral vision. This, of course, from the top. Okay, but if you think of it as this huge cone that's coming out from your eye, now you can see down to the ground, and of course, all the way to where the horizon appears to go right here. Okay, now anything going beyond, right, is going to be limited. Oh, I was over here with the thing. All right, so you're right here with your line of sight. Okay, and once the ground has appeared to rise up to this level right here, all of this down here at the bottom, all of this down here is now gone up to this point right here. Okay, so that's gone. So anything beyond that, all you're getting to use is this and this. Right? So you're only using this now. You see how much of your field of view has been compromised. Now, as things go further away from you, of course, they get smaller. And with this in mind, it's going to appear to disappear from the bottom up.
And it doesn't actually even, like, it's not even the same throughout the day. It changes.
No, that's right. That's right. But see, that limited field of view is due to the horizon, and
Yeah.
that's how that
Well,
works, right?
well, it's your field of view, and it's also when you look at your weather app on your phone, it tells you your limited distance.
Yeah, yeah,
So
yeah.
if you're
Visibility.
looking 10 miles out like directly in front of you, and you look 10 miles out to the right from you,
Yeah.
it's gonna appear to be at a different elevation, dependent on that that regular point, your base
Well,
point.
that's calculated in the visibility. The visibility
Yeah,
index is always calculated in with your weather forecast, and of course, it's an average.
yeah.
You
It's
know,
just an average. It's just average. Yeah.
that's why people they take all this shit as like it's a constant. You know, 7.9 meters per or 9.8 meters per second. Dude, that's an
No,
average. That's an
it's
average.
average. Hmm.
You know, crazy people.
Angle of view from your eye level to the bottom of that object in relation to the top of that object is different, and that's relative to reception and propagation angles, which is called Rayleigh's criteria.
Well,
So
what
so
isn't the I just ocean want to
flat?
clarify, Aiden. What you're saying is that when you're out in the water
At sea, yes,
at sea, 6 miles from shore,
roughly.
when you look through your binoculars, you can see what?
I can see it was 6 to 8. I can see the water towers, the bulbs of the water towers, and I can see the top, maybe depending on exactly how far out I am, the top 3 to 5 floors of like a
One of the big
12
hotels.
Yeah, one of the big hotels. Yeah.
All right. So that I would argue at that distance, he should be able to see everything if it's flat, right? And if not, then why?
I didn't hear the distance.
6 to 8
because I
miles.
feel like
6 to 8 miles,
Up-
depending on the trip that day. Sometimes I go
and you're
further.
out
but-
on the water, right?
yeah, on the
On a
ocean.
boat.
Yeah, this is great. Yeah, it's a very simple thing. So if I put my thumb up, I can block a 30-story building, right? Like I can stand on my knee and I can block out a 30-story building with my thumb. Obviously, because my thumb is so close to me, right? I can block out something that's further away. If you're out on the water, typically where people bring this up, obviously the water is not perfectly static. There are waves. The actual average of waves is anywhere from 2 to 5 feet. Okay?
No.
So yes.
No.
In the same way you said you think you've researched the gravitational stuff more, I can promise you he knows more about water than you.
Yeah, so I've been
Okay,
raised on
what's
the
the
water. on my-
Here we go. We're gonna go. This guy don't know what a fucking average. I've seen him as big as 10 feet and as little as 0. Well, what's that average to? 5 feet. Come on.
And I love how Witsit was saying like it's an average of 2 to 2.5 feet.
Yeah.
Like he's giving them the benefit of the doubt. And
Yeah.
and
And they go, oh, stupid slurp, you don't know how big a wave is. Oh, fucking
but
guys.
still at 2.5 feet from that far of a distance, it would block that much. Like it's gonna block that much in a distance.
Watch. This is real simple. It's real simple. Watch. See?
Yeah,
See?
exactly. Your thumb blocking your face. Yes, exactly.
Now look.
Exactly.
I blocked my whole face. Oh, what happened? Why is my
Exactly.
thumb blocking my whole face? Jesus, criminally, man. I don't understand how these people, man, that's one of the things when I grew up watching these old stupid B-grade movies and shit from the 60s and the 50s and shit, and they had these giant lizards, and all it was a fucking iguana with some fins taped on it, and they had the actor way far away, and the lizard was up close in the camera, and I was like, oh, that's a cool effect, and because you're using a monocular instrument, you don't get the depth. You see, that's the whole thing. When you're working with that, you don't get the depth. This is why
you get the depth. You do get the depth, and that's what causes the effect is the depth.
Right. See, you've got the fact that with binocular vision, that gives us, because there's a small amount of parallax between the two lenses, we're able to distinguish depth. it's hard to you can't really distinguish depth with only one eye.
Oh, you're saying a monocular. Oh, okay.
Right?
Yeah, I gotcha.
So
Yeah, okay,
when a
yeah.
movie camera is a monocular instrument, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, so that's why you can use that effect. You could never pull that off on somebody in real I mean, unless it's with something huge. I mean, we've fooled ourselves with shit all the time. But I mean, that's the thing I'm getting. They don't understand how foreshortening works, and especially when it comes to looking through. Now with his binoculars, that does give him stereoscopic vision. But the thing is that all the binoculars are going to do is magnify that which is already seen. Okay. So the little wave that's blocking the distant huge object is merely going to get bigger along with the object. So
I'm just going to tell you this, Sob. I'm going to tell you this, Sob. I'm a fisherman, so I do understand foreshortening.
Yeah, man.
Because you push the fish out to the front of the camera, it makes it look huge.
Mm-hmm. Make it look like you got a whopper. It's a little fucking perch this big.
It's a little bastard. Yeah.
Look at that son of a bitch, boy, holding it out there, right?
Yeah.
Average weight of what's the average height of the of the wave in an ocean?
Entirely depends on the conditions that day. I have been on the ocean 10 miles out.
Average.
I've been on the ocean,
but average at that level is useless.
I've been on the ocean 10 miles out and taken it 10 miles out on a day in which it is entirely flat. I've also been in the ocean when the waves are 10 feet tall.
Careful with your terminology; they're going to take you out of context.
Yeah,
So
right.
Average.
No, it's. I've been on the ocean when it is literally like glass and there are no waves, and I've been on the ocean when it's 8 to 10 feet waves. It varies every day. It varies every hour.
So it's an average of 4 to 5 feet.
It varies.
Yeah. So
minutes at a time.
It depends very much on the day. So assuming that we have 2 to 5 foot waves, if I'm standing on a boat, I'm in those 2 to 5 foot waves. So the boat is rising and falling those 2 to 5 feet. So I should, yeah.
The ocean doesn't move in unison, right? Like you have waves.
Yeah, but if I'm on a boat,
he's on the boat. The boat is moving up and down
on top of the waves.
But not in unison with the whole.
Hang on,
it doesn't really matter.
Can I say something?
The point is that
all right. So regardless of the height of the waves, the higher the wave is, it's going to block the most.
Right.
So to say like a 2.5 foot wave is going to make something appear smaller. No.
But you see what this actually is. They've obfuscated off the subject onto waves and the size of the wave, and off of the subject of the foreshortening that occurs with not only with your vision, but especially with telescopic optics.
Well,
Because
still,
you gotta
a
remember,
two and a
you
half
can only-
a 2.5 foot wave is not going to make something appear smaller. It's going to actually, if you scale it, it's going to make it appear bigger.
The wave's going to get bigger along with the distant object, but it's going to stay relative to one another as far as the foreshortening is concerned.
It will do that.
Yeah, that's all that's going to happen. So you can only magnify that which you can already see. That's that's just a fact of it. I don't know. I got to find a better way to explain it, I guess. I don't know.
I feel like I do too. Yeah.
Well, maybe, I don't know. Maybe people are getting it. I think people are. Forced perspective. There you go.
Yeah, forced perspective.
Small object in the foreground can block a big object in the background.
He's using
we
binoculars.
have waves.
I'm gonna force your perspective, fag. No, I'm just kidding.
That was hilarious.
I was just thinking of Idiocracy for some reason. I was just like, wow.
Yeah.
Why are you trying to read that? Are you a fag?
Okay.
What was it? The fucking
the Brondo.
Yeah. What was it? What did he say? He was
Got
smoking that
electric.
big old. He was smoking that big old cigarette, and he said something. I can't remember the fucking line from the movie. Man, I thought that was gonna be funny for a minute.
That movie is fucking great. It's a
I love that
documentary.
movie. I love that movie.
Except it didn't take 500 years. we're about there.
We're there. We're there. Yeah.
It's very simple. We still have waves, but it's not even just that. I already addressed it. I don't know if you guys heard me or not, right? But I brought up Rayleigh's criteria, the convergence of the floor, the ocean floor, the ocean surface.
The reason why I'm bringing up the fact that the boat rises and falls along with the waves in the area, assuming that the average height is 2 to 5 feet of the waves in the area, if I'm looking through the binoculars at the shoreline, the westward shoreline, no massive change occurs from when the boat is on the top of a 2 to 5 foot wave and in the trough from 6 to 8 miles out at what I can see of the buildings. Because I've done this.
For sure, what you can see of the buildings changes throughout the day. I live right down the street from the ocean, man. I'm not foreign to the ocean.
Sure.
What you see in the distance changes not only every day, within minutes. How far you can see, how much of the building you see changes throughout the day.
But not from the bottom up. The distance you can see
does.
changes for sure. But from bottom up, generally not much. Because in the
Yes,
shore that I go to, there's a large city a couple towns up where sometimes on a clear day, you can see all of the buildings. And sometimes on a not so clear day, you can't see any of them. Yeah. But there's never a time in which
you're saying that you can never see more or less of the bottom. So you're on the one place on Earth where the atmospheric conditions don't attenuate light at the bottom greater than other days because the horizon moves up and down.
Not as much of a severity as when I'm taking the boat out into the ocean.
Yeah.
Can we define horizon here?
It's where the sky appears to meet the ground.
Okay, so it's entirely based. So we're in agreement that it's entirely based upon your perspective. There's no physical horizon. It's not
but in the globe
object.
there is a real physical one there. It's just that we never see it because there's an atmosphere.
Well,
in the globe, there's a real curve of the Earth called the geometric horizon.
Yeah.
That's like actually physically blocking things in the distance, right?
Sure.
So we see the apparent horizon, but there's a real one there. We can just never see it because there's always an atmosphere, is the claim. Of course, at first we were all told that we can know that the Earth is curving because we can look out and we know that, the curve of the Earth is blocking things and we can see the curve just by, but then they changed it in around 2017 when we found things from way too far away to, well, no, we never see the actual geometric horizon. Just trust me, it's there.
All right. Then,
then
I think I want to. We got 15 minutes left. I want to come back to this last thing, which is really what I've been trying to get to the bottom of because I have yet to have somebody just say it. Which is you're saying they changed it. You're saying they're hiding it. They're faking it. Who in this instance? Because we're talking about again 2,500 years here, where I mean, again after 200 BC in the Greek world and then the Roman world and then the European world as a whole, every educated person and really most Christians, because the Christian church was teaching this, can you believe the Earth to be a sphere?
A little bit about Aquinas' element on that, just before.
Well, Aquinas went back and was like, we know this through natural law, we know this through Aristotle, we know this. It was in his commentaries on Aristotle that he said it. It's not in Summa Theologica. But Aquinas is saying the Earth is round. The Earth is a sphere. It's a ball.
And for those who may not know,
and Aquinas is the 1200s.
Who is Aquinas?
Thomas Aquinas is, you could really call him the father of modern theology in the Christian sense. He was a priest. He's a saint now. Wrote extensively some of the most very dense Christian philosophy texts and theology texts that you could possibly read. Reading Aquinas is a slog. It is a chore. I recommend it to people who are genuinely interested in theology. But,
I don't give
oh boy, does he say a lot. But my point in saying that is, the breadcrumbs leading back suggest that the educated world, and particularly the Christian world, have believed the Earth to be round back to ancient Greece. And so with the Christians, the Christian church obviously starts 33 AD. The entire time, the majority opinion within Christian scripture, not scripture, I shouldn't say, but within Christian commentary, within Christian writing, the church fathers, all of these people, the general consensus.
It was the fucking Jesuits, you jackass. Holy shit. He doesn't even know.
Amongst all of them, but with the exception of like half a dozen, is that the Earth is a sphere. So I'm asking, where did the lie start and who started the lie? You're muted again.
So the lie we know started with the Jesuits. In all reality, well, I mean, that's where it really started getting pushed.
Sorry, I locally mute. With early church fathers, that isn't true.
Yes, it
Most
is.
early church
Augustine, Tertullian, Eusebius. I mean,
there are many writings that they very specifically describe Hebrew cosmology and firmaments. There are some people that think the Earth's a globe.
Del Toro.
We don't have to get into all that though, because it doesn't really matter. It doesn't. If you're appealing to the philosophy of a theologian in the 1200s saying that the Earth's a ball, and then you're saying,
Austin,
some of the early Christian.
Austin, you're running away from the question. You are running away from the
question. You're not letting me.
This is where he starts. He will not let Austin answer anything.
Austin, I've let you talk at length this entire time. You have said a number of things that I know are patently incorrect, and I have let you say them because I wanted to let you get your opinion out. No, I can. The point is, I wanted to let you say them. I wanted to get to the bottom of the belief here. But what I want to know, being as I'm a historian, I'm not a physicist. We've made our argument. We have an hour-long video on it going through.
If you're a fucking historian and you don't know anything about any of this other at all, then how in the fuck are you at all qualified to even opine?
I can't.
That's what I'd like to know. You're just going to fall back on that? This is going to be your whole thing? What some old dude in history said back, some other guy said this back 1,000 years ago or some shit? That's it?
Well, you know, Pythagoras, you know.
That's Pythagoras.
Pythagoras, yeah.
Yeah, Pythagoras, and there was that Socrates guy, and
Socrates, fucking
Ptolemy.
Ptolemy.
I love mispronouncing these motherfuckers' names, man.
Yeah.
I'll tell you one thing. That Newton son of a bitch should have just stuck with making those cookies. I mean, he had a good thing going on there, and then he put his foot in his mouth with that fucking gravity shit. You know?
Man, I'm telling you, best chocolate chips ever.
I thought that was figs, man. Fig Newtons.
Oh, Fig Newton. Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
Fig Newtons. It was Fig Newtons.
Yeah, I mean, that's where it came from, and he was doing pretty good. And then he opened his mouth about gravity, and you know, come on, this guy. I don't know about him.
The proof that the Earth is round. We have done that. We have discussed it here. You and I and Aiden have we've butted heads on a few disagreements over what the facts
you claim
are.
Aristophanes proves the Earth's a sphere. You
because
guys are grossly uninformed.
Because Eratosthenes does prove the Earth is a sphere. You yourself at the beginning of the show
don't understand basic logic.
Well, the Greeks did logic. I thought they were a bunch of useless pedophiles, Austin. Anyway, moving back to what I actually asked you. That's what you just said 5 minutes ago. What I'm trying to get to here, and I'm frustrated because you've been running away from it the entire stream, is
you keep interrupting me.
I didn't. I asked you when did the lie start, and you said it doesn't matter. It does matter.
That's not what I said.
You said it doesn't.
What I was actually saying was that what certain people thought doesn't matter. Okay, and that's just a fact. If you want to talk about logic, it's called an appeal to consensus.
I hate that. It don't matter what a bunch of motherfuckers think. Truth is truth, even in a minority of one. You don't get to just go, well, that's what everybody thinks. You know, well, it doesn't matter what everybody thinks. Is it true or not? I mean, if I brainwashed a bunch of people into believing that a ball of lead will float in the ocean, is it going to make it so? Absolutely not.
In an ocean of Mercury, maybe.
You know, I mean, this is just this appeal to consensus. You can't do that. That's what they realize. That's what they rely on. That you see. Well, this is what everybody else thinks. What's wrong with you? Are you retarded or something? And this is it because they agreed with the consensus. They were told they were smart for agreeing with the consensus, and for you to challenge that is a threat to their pretend smartness.
Mm-hmm. How dare you?
Yeah.
I love that pretend smartness.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is, too. Just memorization and regurgitation of bullshit that you were told without even analyzing it, without challenging it in your own mind, even not for 1 second, merely so you can move on to the next level of bullshit.
Well, that's
you have to be honest with yourself first.
You know, I mean, wow.
they have like a couple of brittle bricks that they try to put together, and then we take like 4 like more stable bricks that make more sense, and their shit just crumbles.
Yeah, man, and they come up with some of the dumbest shit. Had some guy telling me today that if you dropped a brick into the Marianas Trench, that the pressure at the bottom of the Marianas Trench would crush the brick.
Oh, okay.
And I was like, "You're stupid."
What?
What
Yeah.
kind of brick? What kind of brick was he talking about? I mean,
Like a
talking about,
masonry brick, like what
clay.
you build your house with?
That no, I don't think so.
yeah,
No.
that would not happen.
I said, so no
It's funny
rocks,
though.
no rocks down there, huh? It's just been crushed to powder, right?
Nice try though.
I mean, they really got like some cartoon ideas about physics. These people really got like cartoon ideas. I mean, I that's why it was easy for them to have an airplane smash into a building and then leave an airplane shaped hole. That was for all the people that believe that when the coyote goes through a wall, he leaves a coyote shaped hole. You know,
comes out the other side. Yeah, like the nose comes out the other side, like that coyote. Yeah.
Hold on, that's not true. Oh man.
No, man, don't try it at home. Don't try it at home. No, sir.
Appealing to consensus over and over and over, appealing to the authority of the philosophers. Now, as to where it started, we've already addressed that. Supposedly, according to the mainstream history, is that some Greek guys proposed it. They were not even the majority in Greece. Okay,
what is your evidence for that?
The entire writings of leading up to that, most of the philosophers in Greece, when the first spherical writings were introduced, the other philosophers that were with them didn't agree with them on the idea of the Earth as a sphere. I don't remember all their names, but I guarantee you I've read all about it. And if every single Greek philosopher believed the Earth was a sphere, it wouldn't prove the Earth was a sphere.
Not do his homework or what?
This is one of
what's that fucking nose wrinkling thing he's doing?
Witsit knows everything, doesn't he? Isn't he like? Doesn't he have a photographic memory? Like all you have to do is look at the page before he started.
Yeah, you'd think, man. Well, what's up with Aiden and his fucking Twitch? What's up with this Twitch? Watch his face. I'm gonna go back just a few seconds. Let's see, we're at 149.39. Let me go.
Does he have a tell?
I don't know, man. Watch this. Watch Aiden's watch his face. He's like got this Twitch thing going. I don't know what's happening there.
They were not even the majority in Greece. Okay,
what is your evidence for that?
The entire writings of leading up to that, most of the philosophers in Greece, when the first spherical writings were introduced, the other philosophers that were with them didn't agree with them on the idea of the Earth as a sphere.
I saw it.
I don't remember all their names, but
he did the nose turn.
I thought he did it more.
And if every single Greek philosopher believed the Earth
There
was
he
a
is.
sphere,
Throwing his hand up too.
There you go.
The Earth was a sphere. And this is one of the craziest tactics I've heard. Majority of the world thought the Earth was flat. And what you did to bring up history is say, but Greek were the ones that were really educated. So they're the only ones.
No, that's not what I said. I said the first people to say it were the Greeks.
You said it as if that holds more weight than all the other civilizations. But then you're
it's more apt to say it was possibly first said by some Greeks, not the Greeks. That implies that everybody in Greece said, yes, I agree with those guys down there at the bathhouse.
We like the guys with the balls. We like the guys with the balls.
Yeah, I mean, for real, that doesn't mean that. We're possibly some Greeks, but as I understand it, wasn't Pythagoras an exiled Egyptian? I mean, I mean, it seems that I'd read that he was actually exiled from Egypt and went to Greece. I don't know. We don't even know if these fucking people even exist. Good old Pythagoras.
Trying to tie it into a consensus
in Western
at
thinking,
the same time, which is
in Western European thinking.
Who cares?
I do, because we're talking about this right now. It's my show. So what I'm asking you is, when did the lie start, and who is lying and why?
Well, yeah.
Okay.
It's my show.
Dick is incoming. and it's inbound. Here he comes. This guy is going to turn into a complete fucking ass bag.
Well, for one, the Greeks specifically didn't believe in the Bible, and so they had
There was no Bible yet.
They had much different. No. Like even in the Torah, there absolutely was a Torah.
There was a Tanakh, actually, is the title of the work. But
there's Torah and Tanakh.
No, Torah is in the Tanakh. It's what the TA are for. What I'm asking you, because now you're diverting yet again, the Jewish cosmology was not well known within the Greek world of the 4th century. I'm telling you that. You said you've studied physics more, and you use that as your appeal to authority. You're not making a point, Austin. I'm asking you, when did the lie start? Who started the lie? You keep going, well, you keep talking about the Greek. No, when did the lie start and who started the lie?
You're going to interrupt me again because you're getting really emotional. So
I'm not getting really emotional. I've been watching you sit there and laugh and smirk and smug. You've been doing it for 45 minutes. Because the stuff you're saying is... No, I have been very kind and polite up until the last 7 minutes when I finally said, I've been trying to get to the bottom of this for an hour and a half. I would like to know who started the lie and when did it start?
But didn't you guys take 2v1 red herring fallacies, and then you act like I'm running from a question?
There's no 2v1 red herring.
You want to take a poll on that? You want to take a poll on did I run from any questions?
I will happily take a poll on whether
I've been really respectful.
What I would like to do.
Respectful.
You have it. For the last 45 minutes, you've been smirking and looking over to the side. We know the whole thing. We've dealt with it.
Now look, he's getting really bent off the fucking cup here, and I haven't seen Austin fucking be rude, interrupt him. The dude starts talking over him. He stops talking, lets him go. I mean, this is crazy.
Austin's fucking been very cordial. He's held himself together. He's really handled himself well.
Of course he's gonna smirk because he knows that. Oh yeah, there's that.
Of course.
There's that argument. Okay, here we go again. Of course you're going to get that.
Again. Yeah, exactly.
And that complaint coming from this condescending asshat who, dude, all I can tell you, Aiden, is big wins come from empty fucking caves. Okay? Shut the fuck up, man, and learn something before you go out there pontificating. I don't know who this kid is, but he needs to get a fucking grip on reality. He needs to lose that little I'm the fucking guy bullshit.
Austin's doing a good job. Austin's doing a good job. Like he's just letting them fucking paint themselves into a corner.
And it's like I hope he didn't think that this made him look good at all. I know Mind Shock was covering this. Mind Shock's tearing it the fuck up, man. I like that guy. Shout out to Bruce over at Mind Shock, man. That guy, he's
that
cool.
Guy's good.
Before I've been on flat Earth shows. I know the way you guys operate. I've asked you a very simple question.
Stereotype fallacy.
Not
a poison the well fallacy.
Okay,
you should never speak about logic. You don't understand.
I understand logic perfectly fine, Austin. What I'm asking you is when did the lie start and who started it? I'm asking you to supply evidence for your point, not well, some university said, not well, some.
It was actually a janitor that was hanging out back in the locker room of the bathhouse there in Greece.
And Austin was a janitor that he saw a math question on the wall, and he decided to solve it.
That janitor said, "Hey, let's get Aristophanes and shit together, and let's see if we can't trick the world into thinking they're living on a spinning ball." Yeah, man, that'd be funny as shit. So there's how it started. Now, next fucking question, you retard fucking Aiden. Jesus.
Scholars said, not, well, it doesn't matter what anybody thought, because it does matter. It does matter that the Earth, what you're arguing is that there is a grand conspiracy at the high.
And if you've been arguing about flat Earth for all the time, and I've been all around and how come I never heard of you until I seen you on Flatoid?
Man, I like to think about Austin like being like Matt Damon in what's that fucking movie? What's the movie where he was like the mathematician, where he was the janitor and he figured out the math?
Oh, Good Will Hunting.
Good Will Hunting. I like to think Austin is like Good Will Hunting. He's that guy that comes in and they're like, "How the fuck did you figure this out?" And then all of a sudden he just blows everybody's mind.
That's pretty crazy. Yeah, I mean, this guy starts getting really bent. Watch here.
Highest levels of all governments around the world to hide the fact that the Earth is flat. That's a
bunch of really
major
cool people
claim.
in
That's
your
a
chat.
major claim, Austin.
Imagine claiming I'm avoiding the question. I've tried to start to answer the question 5 consecutive times.
You haven't. You've diverted to something. All right, fine. I won't talk. I will give you 5 minutes.
All right, I won't talk. I'll give you 5 minutes.
That. Oh,
good God.
Talk.
Wow.
Go ahead.
Check it out. Yeah. So I already answered this maybe in the first couple minutes of the first time you brought it up, which is I said that the vast majority of people aren't lying. I didn't choose a certain group of people that intentionally crafted a lie. So I've already addressed that. I said that some people had philosophical motivation, specifically that the perfect shape is a sphere. When you keep bringing up the Greeks with their Greek-centric philosophical argument,
go about the Romans.
They believe the perfect shape was a sphere. They believe the perfect shape was a sphere. They had a philosophical reasoning for why they thought that the Earth would be a sphere. Okay, I don't care though, and my point is that it doesn't matter. I didn't say there was one specific group of people that did it at a specific time. The majority of the world did not think that the Earth was a spinning sphere. Even when they believed it was a sphere, they did not think that it was spinning until many, many, many hundreds years after that. Okay, and all of that doesn't matter because it doesn't matter what the consensus is. Okay, you're asking me who lied. There are people that are propagating the lie now, and I addressed that, like the government hiding the 60 South latitude. It just was an idea that spread across, and you have Jesuits infiltrating many different institutions and coming into China and pushing it. That's a very complex and nuanced question. You're trying to pigeonhole me into, I don't understand that this would be such a big lie. Someone would have to keep secrets and all that. No, it's a straw man. Who would have to know that your girlfriend? Who would have to know that my parents were actually adopted parents? Are the church in on it? Is everyone in the house in on it? Is everyone in the town in on it? No, they believe they're my parents. Most people think the Earth's a globe. There are powerful governmental entities that are monitoring above the 60th north latitude and below the 60th south latitude. That's just a fact. So that's why the conversation is frustrating. I try to answer in good faith, bro. I think it's a misguided question. I think I've already addressed it.
Okay, but that's the problem. You keep saying you think you've already addressed it, but you haven't. Because first of all, you then continue to make more claims and you say things like, well, the government's monitoring these parallels. Why?
Well, good question. I mean, like they have excuses, right? They say they want to protect the penguins. When the government tells you can't privately explore somewhere, I obviously don't believe their narrative. They brought the Nazis over here who were obsessed with Antarctica. The very next year, we went to Antarctica, and then they came back and said we can't go there privately and freely. And then they also monitor the North Pole and the International Geophysical Year and the Distant Early Warning System and the Northern Warning System, which is still in place today. Which anyone that goes above 65 degrees north, they get monitored and go through trip lines. And so, why are they? I don't know, brother. I can't go there, right? I just know that you can't freely and privately go there. You can just go on an approved guided tour to one little bitty, a couple islands, and they're hiding something there. So, like, I don't know why. I would say I think they're hiding the nature of the Earth. I think a lot of evidence suggests that the South is not the same as the North on the globe. It should be symmetrical. But why do ships take so much longer to travel in the North, in the South? Why aren't there?
What do you mean? Why do ships take so much longer to travel in the South?
Real quick. I have a specific question I want to ask.
So this whole thing where it's diverged to where it gets smaller. Let me just go back just a little bit because I want to touch on something. I want him to say it again. Hang on.
They brought the Nazis over here who were obsessed with Antarctica. The very next year, we went to Antarctica, and then they came back and said we can't go there privately and freely. And then they also monitor the North Pole and the International Geophysical Year and the Distant Early Warning System and the Northern Warning System, which is still in place today. Which anyone that goes above 65 degrees north, they get monitored and go through trip lines. And
so, if any of you've ever seen, it was this movie. I guess they let Rihanna have a part in it. It wasn't really a great movie. It was called Battleship. But anyway, there was some kind of an alien craft, and they couldn't pick it up with their radar, this, that, and the other. And so what they got, because it was cloaked or something. Anyway, in order to detect where it was at, this guy got into the NOAA buoys that measure waves. And they were able to tell through displacement patterns if there was something coming through the area. and and I thought that was really cool because they threw it right out in your face, and that's exactly what they're doing. That's exactly what's going on, and they got you monitored. You can't go. I mean, think about this: anybody who tries to get into Area 51, right? They're on you immediately. How? Because they have sensors and shit all over the place, right? They do the same thing. Any place that you're not supposed to go, they're going to know when you get there close to it, man. And they're going to get you away from it. I don't know how people don't understand that.
Why are they? I don't know, brother. I can't go there, right? I just know that you can't freely and privately go there. You can just go on an approved guided tour to one little bitty, a couple islands, and they're hiding something there. So, like, I don't know why. I would say, obviously, I think they're hiding the nature of the Earth. I think a lot of evidence suggests that the South is not the same as the North on the globe. It should be symmetrical. But why do ships take so much longer to travel in the South? Why aren't
What do you mean? Why do ships take
So,
so much longer to
hang on,
travel in the South?
Real quick. I have a specific question I want to ask. So, I genuinely good faith here, and I know things have gotten heated, and I fully understand why. But I want to try and bring it back a little bit. When you're saying that it appears that people are, and you acknowledge that you don't really have a good understanding as to why they would be doing that. I want to understand why you think they are, not necessarily based in fact, but considering there are so many different experiments that are saying that the Earth is round. There are so many different elements of society that are built around Earth. For example, we in our one video had an element in which people who were building railways had to account for the curve. People who build civil engineers have to account for the curve based on their textbooks. Airplane pilots have to account for the curve in the way they plot out their.
Which, by the way, this is
planes.
where I was trying to get to.
Yes.
Is where does the lie
all
start?
Of that is patently incorrect.
No, it's not patently incorrect that railway handbooks from the 1800s say you have to account for the curvature.
This is good.
No, we don't do that.
You're with the rail?
No, I do basically like surveillance or survey work. I run pipe, fit pipe.
Mm-hmm.
Do certain bridge work. There is no account to where we take into account the curvature of the Earth.
Well, no, it wouldn't even work.
we do plumb, level, and basically plumb, level, and that's it.
Yeah, I don't know what else would there be in that. I mean, I'm sure you have to deal with grades. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we do grading, but grading is basically leveling out the land.
Mm-hmm. Who's in the private?
It has nothing to do with curvature of the Earth. It's leveling out.
No, in fact, those rails are manufactured to a degree of straightness that has a pretty tight tolerance.
Yeah.
So, no.
Of the Earth. John Hanks Field Book for Railroad Engineers, 1854. Go read it. It's not the only one. It's just one of many.
What about the government handbook from 5 years ago that say you use plane survey for up to 100 square miles for runways, railways, and all civil engineering? I guess we'll go to the 1800s.
What's the name of it?
I said something about
what's the name of it? What's the name of the document?
I'll send it to you. I don't know off the top of my head. You brought up something from the 1800s.
Yeah,
my guy.
Isn't that interesting?
Hey, do you think there was any civil engineering books in the 1800s that said that you treat the Earth like it's flat?
For railroad engineering, not that I could find.
You don't.
We do
not that I could find, or did you even look? Somebody just gave you that reference, and that's the only thing you looked at. Let's be real.
It's plain surveying,
right? Well, I know I've seen that what they're talking about with that book, and I think I'm calling bullshit on its authenticity to begin with. Because I can't see in the 1830s that even being a fucking thing.
Well, you wouldn't take into account of the curvature, is what I'm saying. It's plain surveying.
Right, but I know what he's talking about. There is this document floating around. It's supposed to be railroad.
That it does take into the.
Yes.
I have never seen anything like that.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I'm calling bullshit on its authenticity to begin with, and that's the only reference you've got. It's right when he mentions that. He goes, "You brought up a book from the 1830s. I'm talking about one just from 5 years ago. No, where is it?
Yeah.
Go get it." He's like, "Well, I'll send you the link." And he does. And this is the thing. He says, "You've offered nothing." He says, "I've sent you link after link after link of this shit." But
I would like to actually see the one that actually takes into the account, because I think you could probably easily disprove that.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, I think I saw somebody going over it one night.
Don't account what you do, small line segments that are horizontal in a railway, so you don't have to worry about the globe model. Says that since it's small segments,
that's why they account for it.
Well, how'd they do that? How do they account for it?
It's on page 84. I'm not a mathematician.
What do they do?
There's a whole series of equations that I, as a non-railroad engineer, don't understand.
Yeah, they use horizontal line segments on the globe model. Would say that it would automatically account for it over time because it's small segments.
You didn't know the book existed 3 minutes ago, and you're telling me what it says.
Also, I do want to,
because this is how railroads are built in reality. I don't need to know about your cherry.
I do want to acknowledge something.
It's not cherry picked. It's all of them, just like the entire Western world for the last 2,000 years.
Believe in you, then they can do that.
My audience is very intelligent, so I very much think they will.
Also, I guess they should be able to Google civil engineering plane survey and see the government say that for all civil engineering up to 100 square miles, we use plane survey and completely neglect the notion of curvature. Or they could just believe you making stuff up.
I will also acknowledge that railway rails are not perfectly horizontal in the slightest. They're not at all. They're actually
You're saying that they actually build them curving around the globe?
No, they have a lot of flex.
So
they have a ton. No, for the length
they have flex for fucking elevation.
Sure, structural integrity is not the same as like the curvature of the earth, though, right?
So I live right next to a railroad track.
Flex
those
for
segments
elevation
are not perfectly straight. They do curve slightly in a variety of different ways. They build them with that in mind. So when they're working up a grade or around a curve, they don't need to cut these perfectly rigid things, whatever, like you said. So they plan the grade itself and the overall length of rail not the actual individual rails, but the amount of rails they'll need for a given distance based on not just the flat distance on a map.
That's flex for elevation differential. That's all that is. That's
so we're counting. Yeah. You're right about that. I know about that Tim Pool. I watch it. I don't know. Listen, it got too big. That's all.
Rail line is affected by the actual curvature within it. So they have
grading is a slope deviation from horizontal, right? That's what grading is. So
yes,
like civil engineering uses plane survey. I can assure you the globe model says, well, sure, on small scales, you can use it because you wouldn't really be able to see a difference. And we do small line segments that are horizontal for runways, bridges, railways, whatever. I can show you many things from 1800s up to now, right? That talks about that. I just gave you guys the Stillman for the globe. Stillman for the globe is, but on small segments, you wouldn't really be able to tell. Level is equal distance above the curvature of the earth. Yeah. As you're establishing level, it's going to automatically account for the curve without you knowing it. I'm not the one that's trying to spread misinformation. I'm giving you the Stillman of the globe, okay? But that's just a cool story, bro. You're saying, you said something about a plane. Maybe when you map it out on a coordinate system, assuming the Earth's a globe, but you fly the plane like the Earth is flat and stationary, the gyroscope is operated as if the Earth is flat and stationary. And this is in the very engineering for all of those things. And if you believe the Earth's a globe, you shouldn't have to misrepresent stuff like this.
I'm not misrepresenting anything. I told you that railway engineers account for the curvature of the Earth. Maybe they don't do it anymore, but 150 years ago, they were sure doing it. So maybe they decided that now they don't actually need to. That's fine. Science changes over time as people figure out new and better ways of doing things. The fact that I was trying to establish, however, is that the idea that the Earth is flat in Western thinking is extremely new. We're talking 1800s. So that's what I was trying to get to, is because I wanted to go to, all right, well, we have all of these things of them accounting for the curvature. So clearly people have believed the Earth is curved for a very long time. Now the question is, why? It's not because a government came and told them so. In fact, on numerous occasions, governments tried to shove these people down. I mean, if we look at the church did it to Galileo.
Galileo,
no
that's a whole thing. You should research. He did
I have.
That fucking Galileo thing was a psyop, bro. I guarantee it. Guarantee it.
At the same time, like Galileo was like,
it was all part of that whole Jesuit deception, man.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time, there is a curvature that should be like taken into accounted for these railroads and whatnot.
If you've not seen heliosorcery, watch it. Okay, go look it up on YouTube. Heliosorcery. Watch that. It is really good. And that's a good starting point for a lot of people too. I mean, but it really goes into the Jesuits and their role in this.
Well, I was back in like 2015, like catching on to all of this.
Oh yeah, but this is really interesting how the church played a major role in this. It changed. It did. It played even up to and including. It was a Jesuit priest that came up with that cockamamie Big Bang shit.
Yeah. I've seen that, man. I saw when Eric DeBay like put that crap out. Like,
heliosorcery, really good video. It's good to watch.
Heliocentrism on his deathbed.
Oh my God! I never said he was heliocentric. I said the man believed the Earth was a globe.
And the church didn't care that he believed it was a globe. They did nothing to him over the globe. Literally nothing.
I am aware of that. I'm aware of that.
Well, then why'd you say that they tried to stop the globe?
My point was that in the ongoing march of science on this subject, there have been battles at every step of the way. Heliocentrism was just an evolution of a globe Earth. It was yet another one. There are questions I could have asked you that people told me to ask. I tried to do this in good faith. I could have asked you what the moon is and how eclipses happen, because I know you can't answer that question. I've watched you avoid.
He knows he can't answer
if you can't explain how eclipses happen, you can't tell.
Okay.
He's starting to lose his fucking shit now because he's getting crushed, right? Yeah, it was. It really is a good one. There's another one too called fuck, I can't remember. It'll come up. It'll come back to me. Hello, baby. It's another really good one along the same lines.
That was created for you. That it isn't impressive to tout that you believe current consensus that I understand better than you, but since you think consensus agrees with you,
it's not that I think consensus agrees with me. It's that I went and did the math myself.
I'm just going to be real with you, man. It isn't impressive, okay?
I'm not trying to be impressive.
What you think the moon is,
Austin? I'm a historian.
Well, you did the math. What
this
fucking
guy's
math
not
did
a
you
historian.
Do? This guy, so full of shit. His eyes are brown. You know. And people like this guy irritate the hell out of me. Oh, I know
not
everything.
A historian. Like, how can he call himself a historian?
Yeah. I think that he might have had took a few history courses or something, but as far as being a historian, I don't believe he's a historian. He sure as hell ain't. He can't argue globe Earth. I know that.
No.
I'm a historian, and I can grasp this better than you.
But you can't, though.
Yes, because you have failed. You have failed. I'm not. So, Austin, this is the other thing that I think is great, is that you people never actually bother to look at who you're talking to. You never do. You have no idea who we are, what we believe, what we do. You're just assuming things. No, we're not going to take this down. Because, Austin, I've watched you embarrass yourself for 2 hours straight tonight, okay? I was trying to be nice about it, and then you decided to be a dick around, I would say, 8:24.
It started being a dick. I watched this entire thing, and Witsit was not being a dick.
Witsit was very, very cordial and respectable, and like I don't understand that.
Hayden Potter Hayden Potter is an angry boy.
Yeah, he is. He's an angry boy. He
Damn it, Jim. I'm a historian, not an astrophysicist.
yeah.
Bones. You green-eyed, you green-blooded, puke-stained alien fuck. But you're my friend, too. Oh, my God. My typos are killing me. Yeah, I know. I've been having them, too. Someone was live. One was totally quoting your son's last two lives verbatim. No shit. Wow. Awesome. Awesome. I'll forward that on to him. He'd be glad to know that.
So go ahead and check it.
It's all
run it back.
recorded, so
It
unless you
is.
take it down, the world
I'm not
going
going
to
to take it down. Austin, I'm very excited. I'm glad we did this because you've run from every question, and now you can't tell me what the moon
was
is.
both of you guys were asking me questions, right? And then as I would try to answer a question, the next one would answer a question, etc. And I was just trying to. In reality, I could have been very like, "Wait, that's a red herring." Da da da. But I was just in good faith following you both around.
Austin could have been a dick.
Yeah.
That's what happened. And so to answer your question as to why do I think that they lie, there are many reasons, but obviously we can't privately and freely explore past the 60th south latitude. They could be hiding land. There are many different resources that claim that there are more land. Who knows why the lie happens, but who cares? If your girlfriend's cheating on you, you shouldn't marry her. It doesn't matter why she cheated on you. If you don't walk into a house and see a bunch of bodies and you're like, wait a minute, before I establish that this was a murder, I need to know why these people got murdered. No, there's a murder. No, I was adopted. No, my girlfriend's cheating. Let's figure out why afterwards. It hides God. Geocentrism.
It hides God. I knew it. I knew we were going to go there. The Bible does not describe a flat earth cosmology. It does not. We went through it. We went through the details. It doesn't. It's not hiding God. Because I know, Austin, you and I both know who you think is hiding it. We both know that.
What?
So I'm sick of the game.
It's crazy that if someone votes for you.
I'm sick of the game. All right.
What?
That's what's got me tired. That's why I'm exasperated. That's why I'm frustrated right now. Like,
you think the Bible teaches a heliocentric model?
I think the Bible doesn't say what shape the Earth is or where it fits into the cosmos.
Does it say the Earth is stationary?
Who has the religious studies degree here?
Obviously, you don't know what the word rakia means.
Obviously, you don't, because it means expanse.
No, it doesn't.
It does. Stereoma is the word that was translated as firmament because stereoma can carry a connotation of firmness. Rakia on
means
the other
beaten
hand,
out strong as bronze in Hebrew.
No, it means
objectively.
No, raka means to hammer out or to
rakia
or to beat out. Rakia means expanse. It is a noun, not a verb. Okay,
it's spread out like a tent over top of us, like grasshopper inhabitants. Beating out strong as bronze.
Do you know what a metaphor is?
It's described as molten looking glass.
Does the sky not look like molten glass?
Well, then we don't have to. We don't have to debate the Bible. The Bible doesn't prove it one way or the other.
No, it doesn't.
You're the one that got super triggered. You tried to imply the reason I do this is because
I didn't get super triggered. I got sick of your shit. Okay,
you got really worked up when I said it hides God. I was trying to once again answer in good faith.
But you
as soon as I brought up God, such a Christian
none of this
you
has
are.
None of this is
such a Christian you are that I bring up that I think something hides God, and you get like super angry
because I am sick of people like you.
That guy brought up the fact that
you're the one claiming that the Bible.
Look how mad he got. Look how fucking mad
he was the one who fucking brought it up. Like he was the one who brought it up. Austin didn't even bring it up. He brought it up.
Yep. So let's see. Watch it. This is fucking crazy how he even how mad he starts getting.
Yeah, he gets mad.
Let me just back it up a little bit here.
The Bible doesn't prove it one way or the other.
No, it doesn't.
You're the one that got super triggered. You tried to imply the reason I do this is because
I didn't get super triggered, Austin. I got sick of your shit. Okay,
you got really worked up when I said it hides God. I was trying to once again answer in good faith.
But you
as soon as I brought up God, such a Christian
none of this
you
has
are
good
that
been,
I,
none of this is
such a Christian you are that I bring up that I think something hides God, and you get like super angry
because I am sick of people like you making a mockery of my faith. That is.
I get
making a mockery of your faith. Yeah. When did he ever do that?
What the hell, dude? He did not do that. He that's the thing, and the thing. Austin is a Christian. What is he trying to even claim here?
A mocking his faith. What, Satanism? You wear that cross as a disguise, you
Yeah.
demonic fuck. You're no more a Christian than Antoine LaVey. Come on.
Yeah.
But
Is what
you're
it
the one
is.
claiming that the Bible couldn't even describe what creation was accurately.
No, I didn't. No, I didn't.
Does it say the Earth's immovable and fixed?
You don't know the context of
Did
that
it say?
claim.
Did it say the
No.
sun stopped in Joshua?
It says
Did
the
it
sun
say that the
appeared to
Earth was
stop.
made after the sun? How
Again,
is the Earth going
Austin,
around the sun if the sun was made after the Earth?
I'm not gonna sit
Yeah,
here
that's what
at
I
the
thought.
end of the show. I'm not gonna sit here at the end of the show and go through biblical cosmology for you. I'll happily do a video on biblical cosmology on my own, but I'm
Yeah, because you don't have anybody to refute your bullshit. Yeah, you'll do it on your own, but you don't want to have to do it in real time because you don't want to have to deal with the fucking smoke.
Holy shit.
Come on. This guy is a joke. Lore Lodge, Load Lodge. You're a big load, okay, dude? You come on my show anytime. Anytime you want. I'd love to discuss this shit with you. Absolutely. In fact, if you want, I'm going to go and I'm going to comment and tell him I would love to debate him on Jeranism.
I'd love
100%. Let's do that. Yep, I'm going to do that.
Yeah.
I'm not going to sit here and leaf through a Bible in front of all of these people, pointing out the many ways in which this entire idea the Bible says the earth is flat is wrong. You know what the actual scholars on the topic say? They say that the Israelites conceived of a flat cosmology under a dome. What they absolutely in no way ever say is that the Bible itself unequivocally describes the earth as flat.
They literally do. The academic consensus is that Hebrew cosmology, taken from the original languages, describes that. But the what you should be saying is what they wrote through the lens of what they knew at the time. That's what the academic consensus is. Actually, the Christian academic consensus. Okay, so then you believe that the authors wrote fallibly, but I believe it's inspired.
I believe that God gave people information that was useful to them in terms they could understand.
Okay, but do you know I don't think the Earth's flat because of people claiming it in the Bible.
You haven't explained once why you think the Earth is flat.
We falsified the radius value.
What does that mean? We falsified the radius value? Because I could have opened this entire discussion with the fact that we have film reels from space depicting the Earth as round, not edited film reels, raw film.
Look at the look on Austin's face. And I'm sorry, I can just relate. I can totally relate. But that look gets him pissed off. You see? And the fact that he doesn't get riled up pisses this dude off.
Dude,
too.
yeah, it does. It does.
Rich, see, we're all having the same fucking reaction to it. We have film and pictures from space. How did you get there? How did you violate entropy? How did you violate? Oh my God! Stop.
We have pictures of the Earth. We have thousands of them. You just say they're CGI.
Oh my gosh!
Have you not ever caught them faking stuff? You never looked into it?
God. What's fake mean?
I'm genuinely asking in good faith. Ironically, I actually do operate in good faith.
No, you don't.
So yes, I do. Like, I respect that you had.
He's just being like a little bit. You ever had when your old lady's pissed off at you? How they end up getting like that? No, you don't. Shut up. No, you don't.
No,
if you love me, you don't.
No.
Why are all these Globers such femmies? They're so feminine.
They're gay.
You know, they really are very feminine.
They're gay. They're gay, man.
I mean, all the dudes that I've run across, these guys are very effeminate acting. TJ, McToon, Craig, this guy, they're very effeminate.
I hate to say that about McToon, man. McToon. I really I hate to say that about him because I actually do have a little bit of respect for him.
I ain't got a lick of respect for that piece of shit.
Man,
I ain't got a lick of respect for him.
Man, he's got a daughter, and I don't know. He claims to be Christian.
Yeah, I don't give a shit. This guy's claiming to be a Christian too.
Yeah, this guy claims to be a Christian.
So what's
I
that
don't,
mean? Well, that don't mean nothing.
Yeah, honestly, I don't have a.
That don't mean nothing. You can
lick-
claim to be
licorice.
anything you want to. I mean,
I
that's
just have a little bit for McToon.
but no, I ain't got none on him. He's wished hateful shit and said hateful shit about people.
If he said and wished hateful shit on you, then
I mean, he's wished hateful shit on people's kids. Even, I mean, he said shit about Austin's kids. Yeah, he's a fucking asshole. Why do you think Austin won't fucking debate him? He only did that last one because it was a last minute stand-in. In fact, Jaron had got a hold of me and asked me if I wanted to debate Craig, and I was doing a show.
See,
I was like, no.
Well, I saw Jaron talk to McToon one time, and like they had like a cordial conversation.
Yeah. He's a fucking snake.
Is he a snake?
Snake in the grass.
I mean, he might be. I just haven't.
That's what I mean. McToon is a snake in the grass.
I just haven't witnessed that yet. I mean, which.
Hang in there. I'll show you some shit here in a few minutes of them.
Okay.
The conversation. I know there's a lot of information, and I know you have to make sure it looks like I'm the stupid flat earther.
I'm not as stupid as you think I am.
I'm very informed on this. I'm
as
trying to be in good faith.
You can double talk all you want. You can try and do this thing flat earthers do, where they pretend to be calm and civil while they throw the barbs into the passive language. I'm not dumb. I hear you doing it. I see you doing it. I didn't start it. I asked you a question at the beginning of the show, and you couldn't answer it once. Now, I also asked you, what's the moon? How do eclipses work? That's one that you should be ready and willing with an answer, right? How is it that the moon goes in front of the sun?
How is it that the moon goes in front of the sun? Why would that be a problem?
On the flat Earth model.
It goes in front of the sun? It just goes in front of it.
When?
How? What?
What's the moon?
You didn't think this one out.
What's the moon?
What's the moon? The solar eclipse isn't a problem for the flat Earth if it's the moon.
Yes, it is. First of all, if
you don't understand basic.
Holy shit, man.
Yeah. This guy, you two guys. We go back just a little bit. This is too good.
Where they pretend to be calm and civil while they throw the barbs into the passive language. I'm not dumb. I hear you doing it. I see you doing it. I didn't start it. I asked you a question at the beginning of the show, and you couldn't answer it once. Now, I also asked you, what's the moon? How do eclipses work? That's one that you should be ready and willing with an answer, right? How is it that the moon goes in front of the sun?
How is it that the moon goes in front of the sun? Why would that be a problem?
On the flat Earth model.
It goes in front of the sun? It just goes in front of it.
When?
How? What?
What's the moon?
You didn't think this one out.
What's the moon?
The moon? The solar eclipse isn't a problem for the flat Earth if it's the moon.
Yes, it is.
Fantastic.
First of all, if
you don't understand basic geometry, I guess.
No, I do understand basic geometry. What I'm asking you is, what's the moon?
What's the moon? Now it's what's the moon?
What is it?
We went from how do eclipses work? How does the moon pass in front of the sun? To now, what is the moon? Okay.
Oh, so you're diverting to not the eclipse.
No. See,
you said what causes
this
the
is called the
eclipse.
Socratic dialogue. This is called the Socratic.
I would like to know
what
would they say the moon is.
That's not Socratic dialogue. Okay.
I would like to know what they say the moon is.
Yeah, I would too. Socratic dialogue is, you ask the question, then you go on from it. You haven't even and he's just asking a barrage of questions that are very, very loosely related to one another. That's all he's doing. That's not Socratic.
Yeah,
Lore Lodge,
you're
a retard. You need to stop acting like you're an intellectual. Maybe stop trying to act like you're some kind of a superior fucking being. You're not. You're actually just a random run-of-the-mill jackass. Okay?
I get to introduce these concepts to grown adults, so this is fun for me. This is called the Socratic dialogue. It's where we start in one place and
I know what the Socratic method is.
I don't think you do,
doing.
Because again, you seem to think that the only thing the Greeks ever brought to the table was pedophilia. I don't know where you got that concept.
I didn't say that.
You said you don't think the Greeks.
Where did he get that from? I got through this whole thing. But I mean, it's funny that he does keep bringing it up because they were really into that, these guys.
Yeah.
You think he'll ever, you got Nero too. That was in Rome, of course, but that guy, boy, he kicked his pregnant wife to death and then castrated a young boy and made him dress up like his wife and shit. I mean, wow. There's some real freakazoids back in the day. Everybody thinks is some kind of a big hero.
We're all that smart. Not
No, I said I don't
ago.
put them. I don't like separate them from everyone else as like they must have the
Nobody
truth.
did that.
You did.
No, I didn't.
You called them the educated, so they're the ones that came up with it. They were educated.
No, I said they were the ones that came up with it, and then I said the
geocentric
educated
plane,
people
man.
amongst them. You haven't even listened to me this entire time. You came in here with preconceived notions. You came here thinking
I
that
didn't
you were
even look
right
into you.
about
I came in here
everything.
completely open-minded in good faith. I was
Sure you did.
super open-minded
Sure
in good
you
faith. Dude, I don't know anything about your positions on anything. The only thing I've seen is you kind of talk reckless on X. You messaged me and said, I'm just trying to, get people interested in it. I said, no worries. And I was super chill. I came in here super chill and good
So
faith.
did I.
I'm telling jokes. I'm laughing. I'm letting you guys guide the conversation. If I was super.
And why are your lips all pursed and you've got this pissed off thing
Yeah.
going on here then?
Yeah.
What the fuck what happened that got you so angry? Because you were made to look not as smart as you like to think that you are, or as that you want others to think you are. Okay. And what happened was this guy came in and made you look like the dumbass. That pissed you off. And all it took was a refutation of any of the points that you tried to make. And this guy here is a childlike mind. Really bad. He's better. Wits had better watch it. This motherfucker probably going to turn him into a frog or something with his Harry Potter wand. Get that thing out. Ooh, I'll get you, boy.
For cutthroat, I'd say we falsify the radius value, line of sight, microwave transmissions far over the frequency that can be reflected off the ionosphere.
This is why
that
people
refutes the
call you
radius
word
value.
salad Witsit.
You'll never rebut that. You can't take me
There's
like going
nothing to
full
rebut,
force.
Austin. You didn't say anything. You didn't say anything. You said electrostatic earlier, and you didn't know what you were talking about. You didn't know what it meant.
Wow,
and you still never
that's
explained
crazy.
how it is that in
This guy, yeah, I mean, what? This guy is really getting fucking bent out of shape,
a
man.
vacuum, two things of wildly
Harry
different
powder.
density can fall at the same rate. You didn't
Harry
explain
powder.
it. You said a whole bunch of stuff you thought made sense because you live in an echo chamber where people are gassing you up constantly. And sorry, but I'm done being nice about this.
I live in an echo chamber. That's why I've debated 1,000 people.
And you've learned
what are you
nothing.
talking about? Like, dude, I'll be real with you, man. I think it's very obvious you don't know as much about this.
I know more about this than you do.
Okay,
you know a bunch of nonsense.
Can you provide
word
one
salad.
piece of empirical evidence the Earth flies around the sun?
All right, sure. Here we go. Okay, well, this is hard because
you know so much more than I do, man.
This is hard because anything I say, you're gonna point to, some bullshit experiment that you can't actually cite from 40 years ago. So
I cited
here,
all
let me
the
ask you this.
experiments, and I actually dropped it in the chat so
You
that they can know
dropped
you're
a
lying
whole
about
bunch
it.
of stuff into
He put it in the chat. People can look at it. He says, you didn't give any sources. He gave the sources. So everything this guy's saying is just bullshit, man. Crazy fucking guy.
the chat that you knew we didn't have
No, I
time
dropped
to
it
read.
in a YouTube chat so they can know you're lying about it.
Okay, I'm sure that they can. Sure, whatever.
They
I
literally
don't,
can,
I
yeah.
don't care, Austin. I really
Entire
don't care.
website that has all the resources.
Oh,
Hey,
is
do you
it,
have
what is it,
evidence the
Eric
Earth moves
Dubé's
around the
website
sun?
with his 200 proofs where I debunked every single one of them? Is it that one? Is that one,
No,
Austin?
no. Ether
Okay.
cosmology. Do you
Ether
have
cosmology.
evidence the Earth moves around the sun?
I do. All right.
Or is it
here.
just a blind belief that you have because you appeal to the authority of
What's
scientism
Mercury?
and
What's the planet
consensus?
Mercury?
Look at
What's
this.
the
Now we're
What the
just
fuck
like,
is the planet
boom.
Mercury?
All right, Captain 8. Are you sure this isn't the special ed lounge or lodge, whatever? Oh, the lore lodge. This guy, what the fuck? It's the ADHD lodge. Listen, what about cats in space? Off on a fucking tangent. What's Mercury?
That would have pushed everything off the edge.
Hey, where's the fucking Jupiter? Fucking retard.
planet Mercury?
What's the planet
I asked
Mercury?
You, I asked you for evidence that the Earth moves around the sun. and you
Socratic
said,
dialogue, Austin. Come on, bud. Come on. You can do it. I know you can do it.
He will not let him answer. Look at him. He's just a little bitch. He's a little bitch. I bet you he don't talk to motherfuckers like that in real life.
Oh, you know we don't, man. If you
got
talk
his
to somebody like
motherfucking
that
eye.
in real life, you get punched in the fucking face.
That's for real, bro. You wouldn't hit a guy with glasses, would you? No, I'd hit him with my fist.
Yeah. I've got glasses.
What's
and
Mercury?
I would. Ugh.
Mindshot calls him Soy Lodge. I like it. I like it.
What's the planet?
I know that for people at a certain intelligence level, it's hard to conceive of hypotheticals.
This is bad.
It is bad, Austin. It's really bad. Okay, you look dumb. I'm asking you a very simple question. What's Mercury?
Well, I'll happily answer your question. It's a wandering star. It looks like it's what we call planets. It's called Mercury. What you did was completely avoid and try to get away from the fact that you have no evidence.
I don't, yeah.
Nope. Still going here. What
you
do we
obfuscated
see
the question
when Mercury goes across the sun?
Yeah.
What is that?
What the fuck?
What do you mean? What do we see? It's
When
called a
Merc-
transit.
It's called a transit, right? What's Mercury doing?
What it goes in front of the sun.
Transiting the sun.
Why?
Why?
Yeah, it never
Because
goes the
that's
other
the
way.
way the creator made it. It has
It
a
never
cyclical
goes the other
pattern.
way. So Mercury's
It's called
orbiting the sun.
retrograde. I know more about every part of this.
No,
than
you don't. You're an arrogant sick son of a bitch, and I'm tired
Okay,
of it. and
You're an arrogant sick son of a bitch. He says, "What
arrogant?
the fuck?"
Not only arrogant, he's a sick son of a bitch.
What pulled him off right there? He says, "I know more about this than you do." No, you don't know. Some of you know more than me. I'm Lore Lodge. I drink soy milk, and my mommy said I'm smart.
Mommy said I'm smart.
Explain Mercury's perihelion shift. Explain Mercury's perihelion shift.
No, you are avoiding the question yet again. Answer the question. Why does Mercury traverse the sun?
And just remember, I said, hey, how do you have evidence that the Earth moves around the sun? You said, what is Mercury?
We're establishing that orbit exists.
I answered your questions and then pointed out that your model doesn't work to explain Mercury. It's called Mercury's perihelion shift, and then you're accusing me of avoiding the question.
No. What I'm accusing you of using word salad to deflect. I'm asking you,
Define
why does Mercury...
Word salad. You used words that I don't know, and I'm dumb. It's word salad. This is their newest thing.
I want to know how they explain the orbit around the sun and the fucking what do you call that?
Who said it was going around the sun? That's
well,
the whole
it's not,
thing.
it's,
Just because
well,
something
it's not
goes
even
in front of it.
necessarily going around the sun. It's actually going around Polaris.
Well, here's the thing. It's not going. Look, if a car goes past my house on the road out front, it's not going around my house, is it? It just went in front of my house.
No.
Okay, that's just the dumbness.
But it does seem like it's doing a certain.
Listen.
At the same time, like
that
when
is
it goes
such
into
a
retrograde, when it goes into retrograde, like it's so weird the way when you put
it's like a teacup ride.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's like a teacup
ride. And that transit of the sun is such a rare event. It's a very, very rare event. And they have to, we hope we can get it, and pick it up on our telescopes. It's not like it's going, all the time.
Yeah, I don't believe that either. I don't think it's going all the time. I think it's very cyclical, but it's within the spirograph.
Yeah. Well, if you look at the one that shows on what it does over in AE map, it's like it comes up and then it does this little whoop and then goes on.
Yeah, that's what Mars does. Mars does a little whoop.
Yeah. So they're all different.
Yeah, they're all different.
Yeah.
But it seems like the rest of them have like a very cylindrical pattern, but Mars is the one who has the whoop.
Is that the one? What's going on, Flatzoid?
Morning, guys. How you doing?
Morning, Flatzoid.
Yeah, I've always thought that really, you're trying to figure out the Earth, and you're looking at distant objects in the sky.
Well, at the same time, but it says it's for signs and seasons. So when certain shit aligns, like you should be looking for certain shit to happen, but at
Well,
the same time, I
but
don't,
that's not in the
I don't
context.
honestly think that something's necessarily going to happen at that time.
No, but see, even that's not the context. They're using it in context to try and say that it's all going around the sun and everything like that. That's just no.
Yeah, they say
No.
that. They say that. And I
That's
don't
the
think that.
context. It doesn't matter why they're really there. Their argument for it is.
I don't think they're going around the sun. I actually think they line up with the with a
Yep,
certain.
there you go, Mojo, insulting himself by claiming word salad, meaning too stupid to comprehend what is being said.
Yeah, maybe.
Man, this dude, he really got. I watched this earlier too, and it was like, what an asshole. That's all I can say. Aiden's an asshole. What's your views on that, Flatzoid? As if I didn't know.
I think he needs to grow up. He's very immature, and he has too much confidence that he's right.
That's exactly it. He's like, what would we call it? Young, dumb, and full of cum. That's it. Thinking you know
exactly.
everything and you can just whoop anybody's ass. And look at me. I'm 18. I know everything. It's that bullshit. And that's where he's stuck in that. He's been given some kudos by people he deems in his life as having some kind of prominence and importance. They've told him that, oh, you're very smart. You're much better than everybody else. And he believed it, the Kool-Aid. He believed it.
Man, I would 100% agree with you guys on that one.
Those are the people that end up getting the hardest fall, the hardest reality check in the world. It really is.
Because when I was 18, I felt the same way.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, we all did.
Yeah.
That's why wisdom comes with scars. You never listen to the ones with the scars. You have to always find out for yourself.
Yep. I'm right there with you on that one.
Why does Mercury traverse the sun?
Can you define word salad?
Yeah, it's when somebody throws a whole bunch of words at people in order to divert the conversation or make it seem that they are more intelligent than they are. What I'm asking you is why does Mercury traverse the... You're going to...
It's not... Yeah, you got the definition of that wrong. Not at all. Basically, they scream it. It's just like Mojo said. It's basically, oh, when they say word salad, it means I don't understand the words that you just said.
Yeah.
Arbitrarily define the term word salad? Are you kidding me
right
right now?
An actual definition.
I'm sure it does. I'm using a colloquial one. I don't give a... Okay, I'm trying to remain family friendly. Why does Mercury traverse the sun, Austin? Why does...
That was basically, okay, I'm wrong, but I don't care. That's the way I use it. That'd be like me saying, well, you call this a microphone, but it's actually a fucking banana hammock. It's like, no, it's not. It's a fucking microphone. Well, I say banana hammock. Okay.
Why does Mercury what? Why does Mercury traverse the sun?
Well, that's a good question. I mean, there are planets that have a cycle. They seem to take a flower of life pattern from a geocentric position. They fit within a torus field. So I would say it's you can all be mapped out with a Lorentz magnetic force.
What's that?
So Lorentz magnetic force can explain all the motion of the planets, but we're supposed to be giving us evidence that the Earth moves around the sun.
I'm working on it. You're doing what I said and throwing word salad on the table. What is that? What did you just explain? What is that term? What does
Hendrik
it mean?
Lorentz, Hendrik Lorentz is a physicist, so Lorentz just comes from his understanding of the relationship between magnetic and electric fields.
I didn't ask how the term got its name. I
said a magnetic force.
He's in the middle of fucking explaining it, which gives you an introduction.
He's just trying to fucking stop him. Yeah.
It's like, here's why it's called that. It was named after this guy, and it was his what the fuck, dude? Let him talk. He's so triggered, little pursed lips. Upset, mommy's late with his hot pocket, and his friends won't play with him on Warcraft anymore.
Little beard, like that little like trimmed up beard mustache.
Yeah,
he's just a little bitch.
I was like, yeah, they'll drop.
But I see that's
dude. Just because you
what's that?
But I see that's the only thing they ever have when they can't rebut anything. You just have word salad. That's like a default position for these guys.
It's relatively new too. I think McToon started that. I do. I really do, because it's just been within, I think, maybe the last 6 or 8 months, maybe last year, that I've heard anybody actually using
Little
that. And
stupid
now it's all of them
short
are using
haircut, little
all,
gross little haircuts.
all their little disciples, start using them. That's why you got Brenda coming out and saying it all the time. You can tell they just get these buzzwords. They're just victims of buzzwords, these people, and that's most program people.
Well, I noticed Brenda didn't come out for a while, and then he all of a sudden started coming back out again.
Oh, she got fucking destroyed
I
on
know.
Oakley. She went on Nathan.
Well, I heard her get. I heard of or him get destroyed on your channel the other night.
Yeah, Brenda won't be back. I'm not going to allow
Yeah,
Brenda up here anymore. I'm not going to support that weirdness with even any, just any screen time. Fuck that. I'm not. That's no. I don't need that.
Yeah,
shit.
no, man.
know?
Yeah, you don't need that. You don't need that on your channel, man. He doesn't need it on his channel.
I mean, he's been measured, weighed, and found lacking. That's all I can say. Maybe in a couple of years, but I don't think most of these guys are going to be around in a couple of years. This thing's taking it by storm, and they're getting more and more. It's sort of like in The Exorcist, how the demon just starts freaking out, toward the end of the exorcism.
Yeah,
That's where they're at, man.
and I do got to say, like, I actually,
as
funny as it is, I actually enjoy like hearing Brenda, but Jesus Christ, man, like,
Yeah,
I at a certain point, I feel like you're being comical, Brenda. If you're out there. I feel like you're being comical, but at the same time, you take it too far.
Yeah, but I think it's really time everybody just starts just telling these people you got issues. If you get offended, that's your problem. We can't help it that you have a mental illness.
Yeah.
Take it and grow up and change your stance because it's not reality.
I feel like Brenda at a certain point was coming in like comically.
Yeah, well,
but at this point, I don't think it was comical. I think it was actually serious.
What it is,
and to think it was serious is ridiculous.
I think these people have a victim mentality, and they like to be a victim. This is why they go out of their way to put themselves in a position to be a victim. For instance, coming onto a channel like mine or Flatzoids or someone else.
Why would you even come onto a channel that you don't respect or have like some kind of support for? Why would you do that?
So you go coming purposely onto a channel. It'd be one thing to watch it and piss yourself off because it disagrees with everything that you stand for, supposedly. But to actually come up on the show and want to go like that so that you can play the victim card. And that's basically all Brenda's got going on.
And I think, I'm
and masking that out by just repeating the mantras that she's heard from her saints and priests like Toon and Craig and the rest of these
FTFE the rest of those fuckers.
So that's where they're at with that.
Yeah, I just don't.
We're not going to entertain that anymore.
You don't know what the words mean. Doesn't
no. Austin.
Did you know that?
This is called Dunning-Kruger. What you have, okay?
I'm rejecting that.
No, I'm not at all.
Do you know that Dunning-Kruger goes both ways?
Why does Mercury traverse the sun?
You didn't even know Dunning-Kruger went both ways. You use it as an insult. How embarrassing.
All right, listen up, jackass. Why does Mercury traverse the sun? Answer the question. Why is it so goddamn hard for you?
I already did.
No, you didn't.
I said
okay.
No, you didn't.
Can you still man what I said?
You didn't say anything.
I said, dude, they have a cycle, and from a
I'm actually,
geocentric
and
position.
by the way, I'm aware that I probably look bad right now. I'm aware. I've just been dealing with this for months now, and I'm sick of it. I was told you're the best, Austin, but you can't tell me why Mercury traverses the sun. All you can do is claim
You
something.
haven't let the motherfucker talk for 2 minutes.
Mercury does it like 4 times a year.
You know, I mean, it's just like, okay, it's a pattern. All right. What is it that you're looking for here?
But why is he getting so angry that Witz is just saying, listen, yeah, it's not anything other than a pattern being observed.
Yep.
Yep.
Because he's not falling for the trap that he's trying to lay, which is poorly laid. So wanting him to get into this whole idea.
Austin's doing an awesome job.
Yeah.
And then not explain it. What is that reason?
I already said.
No, you didn't. That's like Aiden saying, "Hey, man,
You're saying I
why
can't
does...
answer questions because you won't let me answer the questions."
No, you didn't
like,
answer the
super,
question.
Super
you
goofy.
didn't answer the question. You said it's this. Do you know what that means? No, Aiden. If you ask me why does a peanut butter and jelly sandwich taste sweet, and I say, well, you know, because of the sucralose effect.
I can't believe there are people that
answering
like
the question.
Winning.
People think I'm winning, Austin, because not everybody's as dumb as you are.
No, it's because they have a huge bias. The only way anyone would say you won this is...
You know why you only have 37,000 subscribers, Austin? It's because not that many people agree with you. It's not because you're super censored, all right? We actually looked into this.
Oh, bullshit.
It's because this guy can't shut the fuck up.
Not super censored. Come on, man. Totally super censored.
Yeah. Austin's definitely super censored.
I'm censored. Uh-oh, here comes Roger with that loud-ass mic again.
Am I back with loud noise again?
I got background noise coming through, yeah.
Okay.
Big time.
It's just the cars. I just want to say one thing. I don't think anybody can prove the moon eclipses the sun or vice versa. I've never seen it happen. I just have to throw it out there.
Yeah, I've not either.
Yeah. And I'll let you guys go. I'm going to watch you. All right, bye.
All right. Thanks for coming up, Roger. Yeah, I agree with you, Roger. Absolutely. I've never seen that either.
This ourselves because we thought we got shadow banned from our flat Earth videos.
Oh,
okay?
I'm censored. I'm censored.
You're not
That's
censored.
A fact.
You think you're
so
way more
YouTube says they
than
censor
you are.
flat Earth, but the Lore Lodge says that they don't. Someone wanted me to ask you: are you a Mason?
Yes, I'm a Freemason.
And so, do you think that the Masons have been up to anything sketchy back in the day, or just across the board they've been pretty legit?
Grand Lodge of England, Grand Lodge of Pennsylvania,
nice.
Grand
I'm
Orient
not even
France.
judging you. I think some people go too far with that. But have you ever read Morals and Dogma?
Yeah, I have. Actually,
you know what it says in Morals and Dogma about the Earth?
Have you read Morals and Dogma? Not have you read a page of Morals and Dogma? Have you read?
I haven't read it front to back. No.
So this is an entirely pointless conversation. But
okay.
So don't bring up anything that's in there regarding flat Earth. Christ.
Continue.
Okay, yeah. It says this as we knew, like the ancients, right? The compass and the square represent the measurements of the Earth as a plane. They would use plane trigonometry for the Earth.
So you should
use spherical trig for the sky. So it doesn't matter. I just wanted someone wanted me to
know that Albert Pike in Morals
announce.
and Dogma does in fact say the Earth is a sphere. This is
he doesn't.
Yes, he does.
Yeah.
I have the copy of the book sitting back in my apartment.
Okay, well send it to me. He contradicts himself then, and so that goes to show you how smart that
What's
guy
more
was.
likely, he contradicts himself, or that you didn't understand metaphorical language being used by Freemasons deep into
it
a
wasn't
book?
Metaphor.
What's metaphor?
I said it wasn't metaphor. He specifically even refers to how the ancients knew it as well. But look, here's the deal. Just to admit you don't have evidence. You don't have evidence that the Earth moves around the sun.
You have still not explained to me how Mercury traverses the sun.
I said it could be a magnetic force. I said there's a dynamic equivalence. There could be a neotech.
How does that
There's
work?
a neo.
I asked you how it traverses the sun.
Neotectonic system.
To actually answer the question, stop right. It's a magnetic force. There's a very simple answer to the question. It's orbiting the sun, Austin. It's orbiting the sun. Okay, that's the simple answer.
That's what you think. Yes.
No. You can physically observe Mercury go in front of the sun, disappear for a predictable period of time, and then reappear on the other side of the sun. You can do that. You can do that with every single planet. The problem
Dude,
is
this
their
is-
years
No,
are a
you
lot longer than
cannot
ours
do
a lot
that
of
with
times.
every
No,
single
you
Like,
planet.
dude, this is. I get it.
You
It's like,
cannot.
you
just don't.
think
You've
you're
never
really
researched
smart.
it. Like, have you?
I
have
have
you even looked
researched
at the
it,
paths of the
Austin.
planets in a geocentric model? Do you not know that it's just a cycle, bro? It's just a cycle. There's a neotychonic. I'm trying to help you.
If
There's a
we're at the center
neotychonic
of the
system.
universe, if we're at the
There's a
center of the
there's a
universe, why does Mercury not orbit us?
There's a neotychonic system, and that has the planets moving in relation to the sun as it moves around the
Hey,
Earth. So that's a
and you
geocentric
can
model
see,
that does
you
have these quote
can
unquote
see
planets moving around the
Mercury
sun.
go in front
So
of the
even if
sun.
Mercury was moving around
You
the sun, it
can
doesn't
do
prove
that.
that we're moving around the sun. It's called the neotychonic system. You can actually look at the neotychonian, Newtonian, Machian analysis of planetary bodies. Luca Pape of European Journal of Physics. Word salad. It was a title of a paper, and he would call it word salad. So you can use Lorentz magnetic
I
force,
wouldn't have called it
relational
word
mechanics,
salad.
Yeah.
PhD astronomer. Andreas
Does
Cease,
that
relational
PhD
mechanics.
astronomer agree that the Earth is flat?
No, that's irrelevant.
Oh, I wonder why. It's not irrelevant, Austin.
Yeah,
It's 'cause
well, they
everybody
do
else
agree that
conspiracy theorists out
the
there does.
fucking
They choose little things to be
Polaris
very
is the
hard to
We're
center
talking
of
about
the universe.
geocentrism.
I will tell you about that.
We're talking about flat. You can't even stay on
Yeah.
subject.
I
I
am
asked you
on
for
They
evidence
subject.
will
the
tell
Earth.
you
I asked you
Polaris
for
is the
evidence the Earth
center.
moves around the sun,
And
and then
I
you
was
asked me about
working.
Mercury
Yes,
because you don't
because
have
we
an
needed
answer.
to establish that orbit exists. That's where I was
Optically,
going.
yeah,
Not
yeah,
optically.
yeah.
It exists. We know it does. And here's the thing. Here's what really gets
Okay,
me.
you
all
don't
right?
have
wanna know what really,
evidence. Got
here's
it.
what really. You want to know what really gets me? It's this. It's
Is
the
that
fact
you
that
wanna
we
act
have
like
the
you know
empirical
more than you
evidence.
do.
Austin, we have the empirical evidence. We have the photography. We have the experiments. You
How does
sit
that
here
prove that we're moving through space?
because we have the photography and we have the videography that shows us orbiting the sun and moving in space.
That's not what your model says, dude. Your model
my
says
God.
that you can't tell that we're moving through space from the Earth or even from inside our galaxy, and that the
That's
sun looks like it
Polaris.
moves in the sky
Polaris.
throughout the year, but it's actually because we're moving. But while we're on the Earth, since all motion is relative, since this reference frame is relative
You know
to
what?
the sun, we won't be able to.
I knew this was a mistake going into
You just
it.
said pictures and videos prove we're moving through space. That's incredibly
but
ignorant.
No, it's not. It's not.
Our model doesn't claim
what-
that, brother.
What's
It
my
does not
model?
claim that. It's called the theory of relativity, the
What's-
mainstream
What's
heliocentric
my
model.
model?
I mean,
What's my model?
you
never
believe
asked
in the
me.
you believe in the
Look at this. What's my medal? What's my medal?
Where's my model? My model. Yeah.
Good God.
That's a bag.
He's like
I hate to say that.
a snotty teenager.
mainstream heliocentric model that we're taught as children.
I believe that the Earth, as along with all the other planets in our solar system, are orbiting the sun. I believe that. Yes.
Did you know that that would require the theory of relativity to be
Did you
true?
know? Did you know that you can observe the curvature of the Earth from Earth with a telescopic lens on a camera?
Oh my fucking God.
Oh, nice cough.
Come on, man.
As we proved in our video on this, because we looked at the islands in the Mediterranean from the location where they were shot, and you can see them, even though the flat Earth model says you shouldn't be able to.
Okay, so you don't have evidence that we're moving around the sun. That's okay.
Okay, all right.
You're moving over to curvature. So
I'm
it's all
not moving over to curvature. You went ahead and completely ignored the question, which was me saying Mercury orbits the sun. Now, I was going to take it from there and go into the argument over how that proves that the Earth, in fact, is orbiting the sun as well, because, we can observe celestial bodies and they're not always in the same place relative to us. And if we were
But
on
they
a
are.
flat plane, they would be. There's also a number of other factors that we went over in this entire podcast where you just kind of danced around the question. I'm trying to think of them off the top of my head right now, but there's been a number of times. And I mean, once again, I
this
still
is
come
so
back
bad.
to,
This is so bad.
you're right, Austin. It is pretty bad.
I just found out that the manual you picked up for the railroad engineers actually specifically talks about plane survey being used.
Oh my God.
You've been wrong at every point.
Austin, you just did it.
Man, Go ahead, Saab. Saab, I think you're muted.
You just did it.
I said he just got checked. He just got fucking fact checked in real time, and he can't handle it.
Yeah.
Again,
It
You
literally
took
says the
something out
railroads
of
are all
con-
built in segments, just like I said. Someone else just sent me that. I haven't read
So
it,
does
but
the book
I just
not
want to
say,
point
does
out,
the book
man.
not
Look,
have an
I wanted
entire
to have a
chapter
good faith
dedicated to measuring?
conversation with you,
You didn't,
man.
Austin.
But
You
look,
didn't want to have a good. You did not
I
want to have a
did.
good faith
I
conversation.
did, bro. I
No,
did.
you
I was willing
didn't.
to come here and just talk about the easy stuff. I followed you guys around Antarctic videos, you know, and like
And we
you
looked at
guys
the
wanna
Antarctic
bel- you
videos,
guys
and they didn't
believe-
support what you said, Austin.
You guys believe in like videos from the government and stuff, and I was still just
Us
being
believe in,
nice
like,
to you, bro.
videos from the government.
Hang on. We got us a problem. Bye, guy.
Everything. You believe in random experiments you can't even cite.
I've done them myself, and I cited all of them. That's just a lie. I don't know
It's
why
not a
you're
lie.
wearing a
I
cross,
asked you
man.
what
You keep
because
lying
I'm actually
on
a
me,
Christian.
bro.
I actually read my Bible. I study it.
Oh,
I have a channel.
he
lying
reads
about
his
Oh
Bible.
my God.
He's actually a Christian. Holy shit.
Yeah. I'll tell you who could fool the shit out of you and probably knows more theology than anybody else on earth.
Ah.
The devil.
I mean, you know what bearing false witness is?
This isn't bearing false witness. This is me just analyzing what I've seen, Austin.
I've
I
tried to
came into
bring it
this
back
with
down
I came
quite a
into
few
this.
times,
I
man.
was
Like,
so
Jesus.
polite. I was so respectful. I did such a good job. And you
Oh, I'm such a wonderful guy. And you just
I did such a good job.
Here he
I did
is.
such a good job.
Here he is making himself into the victim. What I say, guys? What I say? I'm the victim. Jesus.
broke me around 8:30 p.m. You broke me.
actually, as soon as
with
I
the
brought up that you
smirk.
can't have silhouettes refract and that you can predict them in advance, that's when you started getting kind
Actually,
of like squirmy around.
Austin, we explained everything you said, and you sat there and smirked over it, even though you
No,
were
you
being
never did.
proven. Oh my God, yes, we did. All right, this isn't
can
going to
you
go
explain-
anywhere. You know what?
okay,
Give
it's all
people your
good, man.
socials. Just give people your socials. Just give them the socials.
Yeah,
And get off
yeah.
of my channel.
You
Yeah,
didn't
okay.
smirk.
Like,
You-
This
So
is pathetic.
my
Look at there. Yeah, I'm just gonna throw you off here because you're holding my feet to the fire.
socials are well. I'm just like you can't verify
go
there's a
ahead.
tilted spinning ball, but it's okay.
Yes, we have. Sorry. I, the historian on YouTube, can't verify it. It's not like, a bunch
Well, that's
of
all good. We could have had a
astrophysicists
good faith
have.
conversation, man.
We
like
did try to have a
I
good faith
dropped out of
conversation,
college.
and then you started.
I'm not claiming.
You
I'm not
started
claiming to be an
dropping all the words
expert.
out. Yes,
I didn't
you
come in
are.
here acting like I was better
you
than
came in
you.
here and you literally said, "I've researched this more than you."
I said it like this. I said after much of the conversation, I said respectfully, it appears that I've looked into a lot of this more than you.
After you dismissed a whole bunch of things that we said with no actual reasoning,
Holy
you just
shit.
ignored the fact that you were completely wrong about how far below the horizon a mountain should have been. I was very nice in not contradicting you and cutting you off. I tried to give you the benefit of the doubt. You know what? We did it. We've been here. It's over. So
Can you give me your word you're not going to take this down?
You give me your word you're not going to take this down. And listen, Mind Shock has covered it. I've covered it. Flatzoid's covering this. A lot of people, man. Lore Lodge, you made yourself really look fucking bad, bro. You made yourself look really, really bad. You did. This is going to be hard. It's going to be hard for you, my friend.
Oh, yeah.
They're a single podcast we've ever taken down.
I don't know, brother.
No.
I'm like, I think when you watch this back, though, you may want to. And like, I'll be honest with you, man.
You want to give them your socials and get out of my house.
I'm trying to be cool with you real fast. Like, I admit
I'm
that
not,
I maybe.
Austin. I'm not trying to be cool with
All
you.
right,
I don't
fine.
like you.
I'm saying I can admit that I maybe said some things I shouldn't have at times, but like I would.
He's been out of shape. Why? What the fuck did what's it do? It would elicit this
Dude,
kind of.
Austin has been completely fucking cordial. He's
Yep.
been so friendly. Like, what the hell, man?
Look at his angry face.
Yeah, he's mad as a fucking wet hen, man. Look at him. And what for? See, that's the thing.
There's no reason. There's no reason for him to be not like that upset. Like
His fucking pride.
Austin has been so friendly.
His pride in his ego is hurting, and he's the one doing it to himself.
Oh, yeah.
That'd be like smacking yourself with a fucking whip and then getting mad at somebody else because it hurts. You know, I mean, it's like, no.
Exactly. Get mad at somebody else because it hurts. I love that.
I'm acting like an ass and it's your fault. This is what abusers do. They smack the shit out of their old lady and they say, look what you made me do.
Look what you made me do.
Yeah. Yeah. This guy's got problems.
Honestly, I came here in good faith. That's the truth. I could have been much more cutthroat with the argument. I was trying.
What's with this fucking twitching thing he does with his face too, man? He does that when he's agitated.
Same, and I didn't. That's what I'm telling you.
I think the other guy's pretty cool. I think you were cool for a lot of the time. I'm sorry if I triggered you. Whatever I did, I apologize.
I got sick of the lies. Give them your socials and get off my show.
Okay, it's What's It Gets It.
Give me my
give
me
X.
your socials
and for
and
people that
get
are new
off
to this,
my
you should
show.
at least go watch the
Like,
Principle
what the fuck?
and Heliosorcery, and that's just about geocentrism. Keep your
Yeah, The Principle. That's the other movie I was trying to think
Principle.
of.
Yeah, Principle is a good one.
globe or whatever. That's like kind of the first step. Yeah, the subject's deeper than people think, and people get really triggered about it, but it's all good. So What's It Gets It on everything, and t.me/Whatsit on Telegram. So.
All right.
Oh, what'sitgetsit.com. What'sitgetsit.com.
Well, I
All right, man,
genuinely hope that one day you find a way to not be a snake about things.
I genuinely hope this guy like goes and fucking like just finds himself.
But would you hear what he said? Hope you learn to not be a snake. Back this up 225.
Yeah.
14. Let's back it up to
Crazy little narcissist.
exactly.
He is. He is. He's a little fucking narcissist.
He's a little bitch boy.
Think, and people get really triggered about it, but it's all good. So Whatsit Gets It on everything, and t.me/Whatsit on Telegram. So.
All right.
Oh, what'sitgetsit.com. What'sitgetsit.com.
Well, I
All right, man,
genuinely hope that
Sorry.
one day you find a way to not be a snake about things, or at least control your facial expression.
Yeah, that guy's a little
you know
bitch,
what?
man.
I'm
Or at least control your facial expressions, but you don't have to. You're not allowed to have a natural reaction to fucking retarded shit.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. He dude, this guy's fucking retarded.
Yeah, man.
And I don't even mean that in the mean way.
Cries out in pain as he strikes you. Yeah.
He is the kind of guy who shouldn't have pets.
Yeah.
No, not at all.
I agree with that. He's the kind of guy that shouldn't have pets.
He's a problem.
sorry.
What it was I was making
it was your
facial,
facial
like,
expressions. Yes, Austin.
But
That's what
dude,
it
to be
was.
fair, I'm reading your chat. Like, I'm not like just making fun of
Don't.
you. Like, I'm reading your chat, and some people are saying ridiculous things. So if I smile, it's not like
Yeah,
I'm trying to. I was
Austin,
trying to be nice.
I did the
to
same
you, man.
thing.
So,
I read the chat, and you know what I didn't do? I didn't smile. I didn't smirk.
no,
I
you
didn't-
started
Yeah, you
screaming
did.
at some random person in the chat. At some
No,
point.
I very calmly said something. So here's the thing. I'm sorry for getting heated. I accept that I maybe went a little too far, but I mean, when you
did go
Here-
way too
here's-
far.
Here's what you need to ask yourself there, Load Lodge. Why do you get so? And be honest. The answer's not for us. The answer is for yourself. See if you can find out why this would make you so angry.
He went way too far.
Of course. They all do.
sit here and you smirk and you go type off to the side and you're doing all your little things, it comes across, and maybe this is the conversation that needed to happen. It comes across from flat earthers that you guys all think you're smarter than everybody else. And when you sit there and you say, oh, well, I can't believe anybody actually believes the earth is round, you're
Well, the thing
essentially just
is-
insulting everybody who
I've
doesn't
never
agree
said
with
that.
you. Sure,
I've
maybe
never
you
said
haven't, but you have to understand what the rest of the flat earth community is like, right?
Sure.
What do you? That's just lumping everybody into the basket.
He's angry because he's angry.
He's angry because he was shown to be an intellectual midget. That's what he's upset about. Okay, he's used to being the big duck in the puddle. You see?
Right now, he's not even sitting down. It's a standing chair.
The big duck in the pond, and he's the guy that thinks he knows everything, but
Yep.
at the same time, like he
It would piss him off to be shown to be wrong.
Yeah,
and
shit.
to not seem as smart in comparison to somebody else. if they were one-on-one. But the fact that there was a whole shitload of people, primarily a lot of his supporters, watching this fiasco and seeing that the emperor has no clothes.
Yeah.
You see, now there's going to be the ones that go, oh, well, you know, he's all right. You know, he creamed Witsit and all this other bullshit, right?
Nah, he didn't cream
But
Witsit.
that's not the fact. Anybody with a rational mind can watch this and see what exactly happened. Witsit knows that. He says, that's why, you know, are you going to take this thing down? You know?
Exactly.
But there's
why
bad
would
people
Witsit
everywhere.
take it
I mean,
down?
everyone that's a flat earther.
What?
Why would Witsit even take it down? I mean,
well, it's not on Witsit. It's on Lore Lodge.
Yeah.
So he asked Lore Lodge there, the Harry Potter, if
I don't think he would
if he was going to leave this thing up, because he says, man, he says you might want to rewatch it before you make that decision. You know, it's like,
no,
yeah.
They're used to think the Earth was a globe, so it would be insane for them to say that.
All right, well,
It
you know
would
what?
be
Here,
insane
how
for them
about
to say
this? I will apologize for getting too heated and being intense about it. Maybe you actually did come here in good faith. I'll take you at your word, but you know, there are some things you
watch
said.
me again, man. Watch how I came in here, brother.
There
I
are
was trying to
some
be nice.
things that you said that were so plainly wrong that when we tried to address it, you just walked away from the conversation, man.
Okay, well, I think maybe you should watch it again. But I'll tell you, let me say this one thing to you, and I'll get out of here. I want you to know from my perspective, what's going to happen is people are going to be like, why did you let them get away with so many fallacies? Why did you let them talk to you about Antarctica videos that can't be independently verified? Why didn't you hammer down them on the R value and get into Michelson-Morley interferometry measurements relative to periodicity? Because I can get all into it, right? And honestly, I feel like that wouldn't be fair for me to do that. I came in here in good faith being chill. They're going to be mad that I didn't just like eviscerate you guys in terms of debate. And I was trying to actually be very chill, let you guys lead the.
Look at his face. Look at his face. He's getting really mad. Especially when he said that about eviscerate you.
He's warming up.
And that's true, because I was watching this. I'm going, motherfucker, hit him with this, hit him with that. You know, and he was hitting him with kid gloves. He really was, and still smacked the shit out of him. You know?
He's starting to glow.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's getting really pissed off now.
Conversation, just be good faith. You may not see it, but that's what happened. I obviously know a lot about this. It doesn't even necessarily mean I'm right, but I do know a lot about it. Okay, I encourage people to research it and just try to be kind to people. Okay, you're not stupid if you don't believe in the story, because usually the people that don't believe in it have looked more into it. Man, this isn't beneficial to me. This is like wrecked many portions of my life. I speak the truth because I do think it's important. I think them telling you that you're a tiny insignificant speck in the corner of a universe that doesn't matter isn't true. The evidence doesn't show that. Evidence shows the Earth's in the center, and they don't want to say that. So why would we let crazy atheists mislead our children into thinking that they're this tiny speck of dust where nothing matters and it's all random, when the evidence shows that's not true? So that's the reason I do it. You can disagree with it. I'm sure you do, but it's all good. Thank you for letting me getting that off. I still love you guys. I really do. I have no hard feelings.
Well, yeah, I'm sorry.
Like I said, maybe we can
I
talk
hope
later.
we can be chill in the future, but I'm sorry for the heatedness.
It's all good, brother.
Right.
It's all good. I'm sure I played my role in it, so no worries.
Right. Well, you know what? Thanks for coming on. Wish you the best.
Yeah, much
Have a
love.
nice one.
You okay there, bud?
Wow. Where can he go from there?
I want to hit people.
Do you hear that? Do you hear what he said? I want to hit people. Listen to this.
I want to
Where
hit
we
people.
at? 228.37 is where we're at. Let me go back to right here, right where he signs up.
Yeah. So
You know what?
I
Thanks
want to hit people.
It's not real loud, so listen.
for coming on. Wish you the best.
Yeah, much
Have a
love.
nice one.
You okay there, bud?
I want to hit people.
What did we learn tonight?
That
Yeah.
at a certain point, some people just. I don't know, man. I think there's, some things people get so fixated on. I don't want to, talk about it too much when he's not here anymore. But I feel like
you got your ass kicked intellectually. Yeah, because that's what happened, bro.
there were important questions that were just never answered. You know?
Maybe Lore Lodge. Maybe, just maybe, if you were to, I don't know, shut your fucking pie hole while he's giving the answer without jumping in and saying, well, what's the moon? Where's Venus? How's the eclipse work? Whoa, solve everything all at once. You're triggered. You're wrong. This is going to put a seed in your head. You're not going to be able to get by with it. Sorry there, Aiden. But,
you're done, bruh.
Yeah. Yeah. You should be highly embarrassed for your behavior as well.
I think it was a difficult. I guess we can do a quick debrief here. I think it was difficult because you've been so deep into all this, and I think there, and you acknowledged at the end there was a little bit of projection from things you've dealt with in the past in this community onto him that you saw some things, misinterpreted them potentially, and that got you heated, understandably so. And I think from his perspective, it was kind of a mutual scenario in which you've got your argument that you're very familiar with, that that you are very confident with, and he's got his argument that he's very familiar with, that he's very confident in. And I think there were, intentional or not, there were some gotcha moments where both people were kind of expecting one person to either answer or not answer certain things. And because there was a mutual searching, nobody was quite doing exactly what they expected the other to do.
Yeah, this is all just wound licking at this point. That's about what we've got here. I'm looking at morals and dogma right now, and I did a search in the PDF for the word sphere, and the only things in reference to the constellations seems but no, nothing. So let's see if I can, and I did a search for it in here too, and I don't see it in reference to the Earth itself. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go up to the top again here. I'm going to type in globe in the search parameters and see what it finds, and we'll come back to that in just a second while it's searching Morals and Dogma by Albert Pike. And then I'm going to close it out because it's about time to get off of here. I'm going to go in here and relax with the pups. Didn't do a show yesterday because my friend came over and did some work for me. He pretty much put a new radiator, and this is all preventive too, and taking care of a problem of where I was having overflow coming out from the coolant. So we replaced the radiator, the water pump, and the thermostat, and everything's working like a charm. Loving it. So let me see here how our search is doing. So let's see. Here's something: to see a celestial globe on one and a terrestrial globe on the other, but these are not warranted. Okay, these columns were initiations by Curvature, the great columns, and the entrance to the famous temple of Malkarth in the city of Tyr. It is customary in the lodges of the York Rite to see a celestial globe on one and the terrestrial globe on the other. That's on the top of the pillars that they use at their altars. Let's see. While the sectarians of former times enfeebled the religious spirit, masonry, forming one great people over the whole globe, and march under. That's the only reference they have there. But they also refer to a globe and a globe of influence. So, yeah. It does mention globe in Morals and Dogma, so that is in there, but it doesn't denote what Austin had said about it in the first place. So anything, last words from anyone before we sign off of here this evening?
No, sleep well when you get to it. That's about it.
All right. Well, I'm going to leave it with everybody. I'm just going to let you know, Lord loves a working man. Don't trust Whitey, and see your doctor and get rid of him because he'll probably kill you. So good night, everybody. We'll see you tomorrow night on Sovereign Soul, Unchained Mind. Have a good evening. And we're going to end the stream. Boom.